we're issuing a curfew. And the curfew will start Thursday at 10 p.m. So the curfew every day for 21 days. We're going to try it for 21 days, see how we're doing. For 21 days, 3 weeks, at 10 p.m., retail establishments need to be closed and people should be home. That will run until 5 a.m. I know a lot of people like to get up and exercise and do things. That's great. We believe that this is going to help. It's going to reduce some of the contacts that are taking place. What else can be done? So I'm asking, in addition to the curfew itself, I'm asking each Ohioan every day to do at least one thing that reduces your contact with others, or one thing that enhances your personal contact with someone, your emotional contact with them, but not a physical contact. So I'm really asking, and we're asking every Ohioan to do one thing at least, or two or three, that cuts down the contact every single day. Ask what you can do for your fellow man. Ask what you can do for the people of Ohio. And we are all in this together. And what each one of us does will make a difference. We don't have to cut these contacts down by as much as we did in the spring. But if we can cut it down, say 20%, 25%, we're going to have a significant impact. And you couple that with what we really didn't know in the spring, and that was that these masks work really well. And so you couple the mask with that, couple the cutting down on the number of contacts, and that's going to go a long way to keeping our hospitals from being overrun. It's going to go a long way to keep our kids in school.
From the SKO Media Group studio in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, it's time for the Some Kind of Radio Show, starring Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew. Call in or text to 234-200-5110. That's 234-200-5110. Now, here's Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
All right, we're here, we're live, we're on Some Kind of Radio Show. We got a new look. Got a new look to our visual here. Completely different look now. Not completely, but we're effervescent now. We have like an effervescence to us in the background. I'm digging it. All right, welcome to our show. Yesterday, here in the state of Ohio, we began a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew, which is taking place from the 19th of November up through, well, crap. Well, this is great. I screwed up this video thing already. It's supposed to be 12/10/2020. So, I'm going to fix that, real quick because I have to, because I'm just kind of dumbass.
Am I the only one that laughed? Am I the only one that laughed through that entire thing? I didn't get the opportunity to listen to Mike give his hoo-ha-ha. I was working at the time, so I read the transcript, and at that I glanced through it just to get the important parts. But actually listening to him just guffaw his way through that, I'm sitting here thinking Earl's going to yell at me for laughing through the intro because I'm do you
Why
have
am I going to
any
laugh at?
friggin' clue?
Why am I going to yell at you for that? Because you're right. He doesn't have a fucking clue. I agree.
First of all, the masks are working.
Well,
the
really,
masks
they
are
work.
working. Why are we still wearing them 10 months later?
Right.
If the masks are working, why are the numbers going up?
Right.
Okay.
I about died laughing when I heard that too.
Yeah. So, yeah, the masks are working great, Mike. And
The masks are working so well.
We're going to try this for 21 days. We're trying this for you made specific to it. And again, I'm going to go off on this curfew. God, am I going to go off on this curfew? What is it about this magical virus, magical Chinese virus, that all of a sudden becomes more potent at 10 p.m.?
I know. It's crazy,
I
isn't it?
know.
Oh, it's magic. Send everybody home overnight. Boy, that does a trick, guys.
Well, you know,
I'm
because
telling
it's
you.
nocturnal. It comes out at night. You know, COVID's smart. It comes out only at nighttime.
It's like a
guys.
bat, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It only comes out at nighttime.
So if it
Come on.
comes out at night and it comes out, to between 10 and 5, it's more potent between 10 and 5. Then why are all these old people getting it? Isn't that their nappy time? Tell us about that, Ben.
You would, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Ben's
Ben,
too.
tell us about that. I mean, it is nap time for you.
Here he
You're
goes.
awake now.
See, he's already out.
Remind you of last week.
I tell you, you put Tony to shame.
I know you made
with the volume there.
you made Tony kind of like your bitch on the snoring there, because even Tony said last week, "Is God, I don't snore that fucking loud." That's what he said to me last week in the studio. We're like, I don't even snore that fucking loud when I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm awake. Sorry for falling asleep last week.
That's okay.
But,
You've apologized like
it's all right.
97 times, dude, but it's okay.
But hey, I forgot to mute the mic, so guess what happens when you forget to mute the mic?
It picks you
You
up,
get
and then
put- You get put on blast.
yeah,
When you forget to mute the mic, you tell people that you're running for the Senate.
And just remember, Ben, 2 words: no witnesses.
Hey, when I was watching back, when every time I'd snore louder and louder, you would laugh harder and harder. So,
we did thoroughly.
That was
enjoy it.
Earl laughing.
oh, I know.
I was laughing my ass off, man. That was funny stuff.
I gotta know for the sake of nostalgia here,
Yes.
which was the funnier moment? Ben snoring or Deb's hiccups?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey, that would be good for a vote
Because-
on the internet.
Because I'm telling you, that was classic. But and again, I'm sorry I missed the show last week, but I did catch it on the tape delay, if you will. And I'm sitting here, I'm trying not to laugh out loud because I'm watching it at 4 in the morning when everybody else is asleep. And I'm like, oh my God, Ben, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know.
Today, the Galley Boy won.
I
The
don't
day
know.
the Galley Boy won. The Galley Boy defeated
The
Ben.
Galley Boy defeated Ben. Very convincingly, by the way.
Yeah, and what you said, if I were there, you guys would have done some bad stuff, I feel like.
You would probably still have the penis drawn on your face. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because I think Earl still has the tattoo gun in his basement somewhere.
Right, I do.
Oh,
Don't mind me, guys. I'm correcting the graphics because somebody named Earl, who put the graphics together, screwed up and put the wrong dates on this curfew. Because
Earl.
well, Earl
Oh,
put
hey, but by the way, I want to quote somebody here that we all know so well. You dumbass!
yeah, pretty much. You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh, Earl the dumbass.
Earl the dumbass.
Yeah, and he's also fired.
Yes, sir. We're going to fire you from your own show. How about
Okay.
that?
Fire you from your own show. That's right.
Yeah, great. Thanks. I'm glad I could put all those years of service in. And what do I get out of it? Nothing. Oh,
Nice.
What?
Well, he's going to leave and start his own station, and it's going to suck. Because that's kind of the modus operandi of folks here. It's like they get fed up, they quit, they open their own station, and it's
yeah. that's
and then they try to harvest us to come to their second station.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Because
And are you having an earthquake over there?
Yeah,
You're just
sorry.
drinking- I'm watching his camera go all over the place. Like
Ben's like,
um,
well, Ben's jacking off right now. If you didn't
I'm
realize,
trying.
he's
going
trying
try
to.
so hard to sit up as long as
He's-
possible.
He's telling us how hard it is.
Yes, very.
And there's
Nice.
and there's Tony calling in on the phone. As soon as it
Oh,
goes.
Tony.
Tony, what's up?
because computers are hard.
He's probably on the road. Tony, you
Wow,
with us?
We're still having the fun with the phones.
Maybe. Tony, you with us?
Oh.
It takes a minute to answer too.
Hello?
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
How's it going, buddy?
Good. How you gentlemen doing?
Well, we're doing good. How's things on the road?
Well, I'm parked right now, at least the next hour.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
out since noon.
Oh, you've been out since noon? So how's the adventures
Yeah,
of
I'd
the
be out till midnight.
adventures of the Uber driver?
Nothing eventful yet tonight. So, well, what are you going to do? So,
Well, it's still early.
hey, and you know, before I forget,
Yes.
here's a question for next Friday's our last podcast, right?
Yeah, it's our last podcast before we leave the podcast world to go back to the internet radio world.
Yes, indeed.
Shameless plug.
I have an idea for next week.
Okay.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm scared.
Okay.
Everybody pray.
No. Hashtag BFM. How about Black Friday's Matter?
That's what we talked about. Aaron, remember we talked about that?
Dude, I came up with that when we said that the last show was going to be on Black Friday. You were there.
Yeah, I knew
As a
that
matter of
was
fact,
gonna be on
I told
Friday.
you about that idea at dinner on your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't say nothing to Earl about it, so.
Yeah, I know the idea. I like it. That's we came up with it. I like it. That's a good plan. It's a good plan.
BFM instead of BLM.
It's a good plan.
I'll tell you,
Oh, Tony.
driving around, a lot of people seem to figure Black Olives matter. But I see a lot of these signs that have an O in front of the lives. They're big fans of Black Olives.
Black olives are good too.
Depends what you put it on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can't have Mexican food without Black Olives on it.
You're not wrong.
So, or pizza. I like Black Olives by pizza.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that either.
Okay.
Nothing
Oh.
wrong with black olives on your
I'm
pizza
ready.
either. Don't mind me. I'm fixing graphics, guys.
You're doing graphics.
Takes you this long.
So,
Well, yeah, I had to retype it.
Night number one of Curfew in the book.
You're fired.
Hey, at least I realized it in not like 3 hours in the show. Oh shit!
Yeah,
At least we know what we're doing.
so night number one of
Yeah, within
Night
reason.
number one of Curfew in the book. What'd you think?
Well, I think it's here.
I didn't hear his question.
He asked he asked what you thought about the curfew.
Oh, well, you missed that segment, didn't he?
Anybody?
It's
We had a segment.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
John's like, it
Yeah.
don't matter to me because
That's the fun part. You can just go onto the other side of the state line. It's like, no curfew.
Yeah. Hi, Ohio River.
I love,
Yeah.
I love how every so often they come up with a new list of states we can't travel to because their infection rate is higher than ours. And most recently, the one that was added to the list was Pennsylvania. Like,
there we
Yeah.
go.
okay, folks in Mahoning County and Ashtabula County can't go next door. Okay,
Well, you didn't
Good-
see the
good luck.
caveat to that, did you?
what's that?
Is that you have to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours before traveling to that state.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When you start selling like over-the-counter COVID tests at Walgreens, I'll comply with that.
Yeah. The funny
Actually-
thing is,
Actually,
Yeah.
I had heard that Ticketmaster is going to start requiring that when you buy tickets for a concert.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Which brings me to my next point, is that this weekend, if you're a foosball fan, you can go downtown and go see the Cleveland Clowns play foosball in their brand new shiny
We're
stadium.
gonna play the foosball.
They're going to play the foosball, but the Museum of Art is closed. The Art Museum's closed for COVID.
Right.
So it kind of tells you the kind of what we, or at least the folks up in Cleveland, consider culture. Stay classy.
foosball.
Stay classy. Playing that foosball.
Well, you know, some people in Pittsburgh consider the football team the Clowns too, but not me personally. But
You can go watch,
long-standing rivalry.
but you can watch and go play, but you can't do anything else.
And more so over is when you think that every game day,
Right.
the municipal lot across the freeway from the stadium is jam packed with drunken idiots that are, more drunk than we are, if you can imagine that. And you got to think, how are you going to maintain and or enforce any kind of social or the whole stay-at-home nonsense with 12,000 drunk tailgaters on a Sunday morning?
Well, here's the question. Did anyone see the video of the bar downtown Cleveland of the packed people without any masks on and all?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Which bar? There's several of them.
Several of them. There's one video. There's like one video out there. I mean, they're asshole to elbow deep.
Right.
Barley House.
Yeah, Barley House.
Barley House. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that
Barley
one.
House is on the like fifth string of fines for violations. Now the thing is, the health department, which mandates what businesses can and can't do because they're serving food to the general public, food and drink.
Right.
They can go in and say businesses have to. They can't do that with the general public. They can say, well, we'd like you to. We'd like you to go home. We'd like you to put on a mask. We'd like you to cancel Christmas and Thanksgiving, but we can't tell you to.
And then when you have a video that comes up and everyone is nuts to butts and no masks on, that, yeah, makes sense. All right. That COVID.
And that's hence the problem,
Right.
Now here in West Virginia, they do it a little bit differently because you got the
They do a lot of things differently in West Virginia. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, that's true. Everybody's my third cousin, but anyway.
John's got many cousins down there.
They do things differently as far as that goes because you have the health department, which can come in like they do in Ohio. Same deal.
Right.
Okay. They can shut you down. Also, they have the ABC, which can come in if you're overcrowded. They can take your license right now and shut you down, everybody out.
Right.
Usually the fire marshal does that up here.
Yeah, the fire marshal does it here.
ABC can do that, and if people don't comply, the police get called.
Right.
And therefore, it's a disturbance at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, usually the fire marshal, and when it becomes an overcrowding issue, the fire marshal will come in and they'll like, okay, we're closing you down.
Yeah,
So
they don't
you're
even.
done.
Yeah, it's
And everybody out. But they show up with local PD. So that's when it becomes
okay. So there you go. Same sort of principle.
Yeah, get out or we'll take you out. But that's more of a overcrowding thing. What's happening here is that they're not complying with the whole new agenda of, okay, well, people got to be 6 feet apart, and you have to have your mask on if you're not actively eating or drinking, and it's up to the ownership and management and staff to enforce that. When's the last time you had a waiter come up to you over, I'm sorry, you have to put your mask back on, and not gotten a nice little finger gesture involved in that?
Right.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm not going to sit here and thump the freedom the freedom gavel like a lot of my friends are doing, that you're encroaching on what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to do it, because I've heard from people that I know who work at hospitals and emergency rooms and things like that, and the overrunning issue at hospitals is a very real thing. That is actually an issue. More COVID patients,
especially now,
in hospitals,
especially now,
than they do anything else.
Yeah.
And as I was mentioning before we came on the air, if we're not careful with this, it's going to come down to the fact that if I get a heart attack tomorrow, and I show up at the emergency
you're
room,
SOL because
an emergency room says, we don't have any beds, we don't have anywhere to put in. Well, it's been nice doing the show with you guys because COVID filled up the hospitals, and here I am with a bum ticker, and it's going to be first come, first serve.
Right.
Yeah, which leads me to another point, though. And they actually did this in West Virginia here recently. Because everybody's like, well, okay, we have an uptick in COVID cases, so therefore the hospital's getting overrun. Hospital says, well, wait a minute. Our ICU beds are typically 90% occupied anyway. Here's how many people got the COVID, and here's how many don't. And what we're finding out is because it's flu season, that there's more people in the ICU. Imagine that.
Right.
So again, where is the balance between what's COVID and what's flu.
Well, here's the other thing on top of it now. Now they have this test that's doing, they're testing more than just COVID on these tests. They're testing for the flu. They're testing for COVID. They're testing for
gangrene. They're testing for herpes.
Yeah, but anyway, they're
testing for galley boys.
But seriously, they're testing. There's like a 3-way test now that they're doing, and all
Really?
that's getting lumped in together. And even though,
Ooh,
oh
is it
no,
really?
they're not. No, they're not getting. Yeah, everything's getting lumped in together now. One set of testing now. So.
All for one shot.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they're doing now. They're doing all these different tests on the COVID test now. They're piggybacking off the COVID test to do a flu test now, and they're also checking for like pneumonia with it now. They're doing, it's like what? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, here's a question. I don't think any of us are qualified to even answer this. Actually, what's the difference in trying to test for the three things? I know
What's the
between the
difference
flu
in
and
trying
COVID, there is no change. There's nothing.
Right.
What's the difference in trying to test for it, and what's the difference in having?
No, what's the difference in the test that's being done for the three of them?
Oh,
I don't think it's any different.
I think they're just. I think it's just.
And then how the hell do you differentiate the three?
I think what they're doing is they're putting their finger up and going, "Follow my finger."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow my finger because I'm not giving you guys my best. You guys can't see me on the screen, but I'm
He's
waving
playing
my
John
pinky.
C. and
Finger.
he's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm waving my pinky.
I'm watching the feed. And I'm like, oh, Earl, you're all by yourself.
I'm all by myself.
It's like the closest we've seen Earl on the show.
It's a close up for Earl show. I mean, because normally I'm not anywhere near this close because I've got the other camera on. But I got the split screen here, and we're doing the split screen view with a different background, our new effervescent blue background that we have now, and that'll be our new quote unquote look going forward as we move into our new era onto back alley. Now, real quick.
Makes me want to take some Alka-Seltzer.
No, it makes me want to have some Alka-Seltzer.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
That's what we're doing.
What a relief it is.
That's right. This show is what a relief it is for everybody. I mean, everyone's relieved when this show comes on. But anyway, I'll tell you what. This week's been an interesting week, though, as far as arguing with people online over this curfew. And
your fan base loved you.
They love me right now.
Holy crap!
They love me.
Yeah.
In fact,
love me.
Here, let me. First, I made a post about, because there was talk of a shutdown,
Right.
and it's funny. I said this the exact day he announced there might be a shutdown. I was like, wouldn't it be better off just to try something different other than shutting your business down? How about imposing a business curfew? I said that last week. Before, and everyone told me I was out of my fucking mind. No way that would ever happen. You're out of your mind. That is the stupidest fucking thing. So, of course, now that I said, hey, I'd rather take a curfew versus shutting our business down. And I argue with people, well, our rights are infringed. We can't go out after 10, blah, 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 blah. I was like, for the last 3 months, no one's gone to the bars after 10 anyway. So what's the fucking difference? Now it just affects everybody else. I says, it's better to take this curfew and run with it for 21 days versus being told, oh, hey, by the way, we're shutting down bowling centers, we're shutting down restaurants, we're shutting all these different things, non-essential things down. We're shutting it all down. I says, people are still employed. I says, right now, oh, yeah, shut it down anyway. I was like, okay, who's going to pay the people's bills? Because right now there is no relief in sight.
Nope.
There ain't no relief. A lot of people have exhausted their unemployment benefits. There's no $600 a week bonus to save anybody. There's no magical money fairy coming around saying, hey, if you shut down, here's some money. No, that's gone right now. There's no relief in sight for this right now. So you want to shut businesses down? Okay, sure. Shut down. Pay my bills. And then I got argued with somebody by actually a really good friend of mine who said how out of my mind I was for saying this shutdown's a good thing. No, the shutdown's not a good thing, and I'm not saying that. Said, opposed to a shutdown, curfew's a good thing. I says, I'd take the curfew over a shutdown. And I says, that doesn't mean we're still not facing a shutdown. But right now, we got 3 weeks of this. I'd rather shut my doors at my business 2 hours earlier than normal on the weekends to keep it open versus, hey, guess what? We're shut down. There's no one coming in, no one going out. There's no work, no money coming in, no money at all. Guess what? Where does that feed? How do I feed my family? I actually argue with now. I'm going to kind of. I'll name the. I won't name the person.
I love how you said there's no one coming in and there's no one going out. I'd really love to know who you're holding hostage in your business.
The dog.
Rich Singer.
The dog. Yeah. All right. Anyways,
we remember who used to run the fry bit from the fry cook back.
Right.
Back
now, I'm going to read you this. Now, I won't name the person because this person actually, I don't name anybody.
We don't name names here.
I don't name
we
names
just use
here.
We use initials.
We use examples. Well, this person's wasn't even a friend of mine, and they saw my rant on Dewine's page. Okay, and so okay, this is not even my post. Okay, so anyway, I got this post from this lady. First thing she says, moron. So of course, me being my bubbly,
that's all she said. She didn't just moron, and then it ran. No, she just said moron.
That's how she started it. Then I go, that's not very nice. You had to write me directly just to call me a moron.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, have a nice day. That's just me being. She goes, you are. I come back with the reply of, you don't even know me. Have a wonderful day. I know you don't care. That's what she said. I said, glad you figured that out. Have a wonderful day. No, you're a moron. I said, you said that already. Got anything new? I could go like this all day. Moron. I said, okay, have a great week. Bye now. You have an awful week. So I'm like, you're a very mean-spirited person, aren't you? And she goes, no. I said, well, you seem to be. I'm being polite, even though you're calling me a moron. Then she comes back. Here's her response. You want people to get sick. And I'm like, no.
Absolutely.
No, I don't want people to get sick. I don't want to see people struggle to keep food on their tables. And then she's telling me, wake up. I said, I'm wide awake. Thanks. I see clearly. She says, you just want to go drinking. You probably don't even wear a mask, do you? I says, I don't care about going to the bars after 10 o'clock. I care about the small businesses that could be affected by another shutdown. I wear my mask everywhere I go. Then she goes back, I own one. I was like, what, a bar or a mask? And she goes,
question.
Okay. She goes, a business. I said, okay. I said, I own a business myself. I said, we're getting ready to open a second one. And I also help run a small business on top of all that. And I said, if we get a shutdown, we close up for good. We cannot sustain. She comes back, well, we can. I said, well, that's great. I'm glad you can. But there's a huge number that can't. They barely survived the first shutdown, and they won't survive a second. She says, but if everyone comes in that's sick, you won't survive either. And I was like, okay, here we go. Here's explanation time. I says, it is an quote-unquote if. A huge quote-unquote if. I'd rather take my chances and try to keep my business open under mask mandates and protocols and social distancing and even reduce capacity than shut my business down. Remember the first shutdown? 14 days to flatten the curve. Here we are, 8 months later. What good did the first shutdown really do? It crippled the economy. So many unemployed. Sure, there was a $600 a week payment for unemployed at that time, but right now, that help's not in sight. It's going to not only kill people financially, I said you're going to start seeing more suicides, you're going to see overdoses, you're going to see all these things because people can't afford to survive. They're going to get depressed, and it's going to get worse. I said, not to mention here, another shutdown is not a way to get past this. Yes, something does need to happen, but a shutdown is not the answer. She comes back and she goes, well, true, but we also know more now. Exactly. We do, And there's good therapeutics now. A vaccine is on the horizon. I don't want to see anyone get sick or die, but shutting down small businesses is not the answer. Limit capacities. Hell, even impose a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's better than a complete shutdown. I said this a week ago. I said, who knows how long a second shutdown could last? The last one went on for quite a few months. It was only supposed to go on for 14 days. I said, but you think about all the people that are considered non-essential. How are those people supposed to survive this time around? They wouldn't. You're going to see more suicides, overdoses, and maybe worse. You think the George Floyd riots were bad. Shutting things down again, you're going to see a huge uprising. People are tired of being controlled by the government. That is what is called socialism. I went on to say, I said, you don't have to agree. I don't expect you to agree with me. This is my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion just as you are yours. This is a long pause. She comes back. She says, I'm really sorry for being so rude to you. I really do see things differently now after speaking to you. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Earl the woke.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got an apology and a friend's request. So tell me how.
Bravo.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't rude. I wasn't mean. I was very to the point and said, look, here's the deal. This is what it is. People are going to suffer worse this time. Yes, there are people, COVID numbers are up. And you know why the COVID numbers are up? And I said this last week. When did they start going up? Early October. What happened in early October? Early voting. Think about that, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Some Kind of Radio Show. Stay tuned.
Hey, sweetie poo. It looks like I'll be running a little late tonight.
Okay.
So anyway, I'll be a little late, okay? Oh, it's okay. I'll miss you too. I can't wait to snuggle. Honey, I got out on time after all. Yeah, meeting got postponed. Turns out we really didn't even need to.
Oh my god.
Buster! Put it there!
Sunny side up and oh, fucking shit! You want to know the secret how to get that shit off? Use your fingernails. There you are, motherfucker. Hey, it's your girl Kathy, and I got some brand new shit. You better peep this. My shit don't stick. What are you making eggs? Or you cooking for robots? Beep, boop, beep. Most people can't stand this sound, but I can listen to it forever. Watch me now. Hey, you even lift, bro. Speed bump! Woo! Look out, Spider-Man. I got that symbiote. Yeah, I bet you want some of that sticky monkey red. Monkey-looking motherfucker. Me? Well, you know why I like to keep my monkey hot. Now, don't burn yourself now, because that shit's fire. Then I slide into the plate like, oh, this my original recipe, dank chicken nuggies. I have infused this pan with the power of red copper. Hey, you want to see some real shit? This is how I pick up a sandwich. Try that shit at home. I'm saving time and money whipping these eggs, whipping these eggs. Then I drop a mac and cheese bomb on them. Woo! And the kids love it. Hey, the box of a 911! That turned out all right. All right, let's send these boys home to mama. Just look at all that sweet sugar caramelized all over these nuts. And it's so easy to clean. Rick remix. Flip it round and flip it on upside down. Biscuits, you just got served. Breakfast. It's been real, Copper Pan, and you can buy yours today for $19.99. God damn, that's a good deal. Pay an extra $10 and I'll throw in my recipe book for free, and it's built to last.
Hey, that's my fucking pan.
Give me your money, you cheap prick. Fuck it, I'll even throw in the forever sharp copper knife. You know what would go great with this rock? Some tomato.
Some Kind of Radio Show will be back in a moment.
7,000 cases. This has been running between 7,000 and 8,000 for about a week. 6 weeks ago, we were at about 1,000, so it's gone up dramatically. Number of deaths, sadly, at 30. Hospitalizations, way up, 368. We'll talk about hospitalizations in a moment. Those people in the hospital. 21-day average was 210. And ICU admissions is up a little bit as well. Let's talk a little bit about hospitalization. October 13th, we had 1,000 people in our hospitals in Ohio who had COVID. November 5th, that number was 2,000. By November 12th, that number had gone from 2,000 to 3,000. And you look at today's number, 3,648. So this is just, as you can tell, going up dramatically. You'll see that the yellow is the ICU, and that's going up certainly as well. And you'll see COVID positive hospitalized is the purple. So just a dramatic change. I spent yesterday traveling around in some of the southeastern parts of the state, as well as the northwestern part of Ohio. I had doctors with me at each stop, and each one of them described what they were seeing in their local hospital. Let's the ICU. Let me give you the ICU numbers. 1 month ago, we had 280 of our fellow Ohioans in ICU. Today, we have 900. So a dramatic increase of those in that situation.
You are tuned into the Some Kind of Radio Show. Call now at 234-200-5110. Now, back to Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
Earl has taken a break for just a moment here. You're listening to Aaron the Voice Quebec along with Father John and Ben, the sleeping tadpole, Langstaff. We are talking, you're awake now. We made sure no galley boys today.
No.
We were talking before the break in regards to people's reaction, and this is kind of polarized people, much like the past election. And again, you're going to have people on both sides saying that this is helping and this is hurting. And what we've heard from our dear buddy Mike from Columbus is that the numbers are real. And as I mentioned in the previous segment, I've talked to people who are in healthcare. I've talked to people who work at the Cleveland Clinic, another hospital, and the overrun is actually happening. There are a lot of people that are coming. There are more people that are coming in for COVID and COVID-related illnesses than there are, anything else. A couple of things that I wanted to touch on in regards to what I'm seeing also is that we were also told back in March, hey, we're going to take 14 days and we're going to flatten this curve. And here we are 10 months later, and not only do we not flatten the curve, but boy, this babe has got some hellacious curves. The kind of
and it's just going up too. I mean,
the kind of acid you can eat a lunch off of. And what that's doing also is from what I'm seeing, it's really kind of alienating the healthy people as well, because here are folks that are doing what they're supposed to do. They're keeping the distance. They're wearing the masks. They're going out when only they need to. And here it is 10 months later, and this is not the new normal that we wanted. This is not the future that, we did when we looked at 2020 30 years ago. We were looking at hover cars and and all sorts of other new futures. And we didn't think that keeping away from cooties was going to be the one thing that we were going to learn from elementary school that we had to keep.
Yeah.
So here we are with a lot of frustrated people. And I think that's what Earl was talking about when he said that, you're going to have a lot more deaths and a lot more suicides. You're going to have a lot more, mental trauma with people who are just absolutely fed up and sick of being stuck inside with nothing to do. There's been times when we've wanted to go to the park or go to the playground or go outside or go to a movie or go to a mall or just do something other than sit on the couch and Netflix and chill with myself.
Yeah.
Chafing in my right hand, I'm chilling with myself so bad. But
I mean, I bet Joe's even getting tired of you too.
Joe is so tired of me. And the thing is that this is not the new normal that we wanted, and I'd like to get your guys' take on how you're adapting to it.
Here. So I work in a factory. We actually, with the start of COVID, we're essential, so we've been working nonstop through all this, and we kind of brought on a big job. So we've added maybe 15 or so new people. So we just doubled our amount of people because of this bigger job. So we're taking precautions, wearing our masks, taking our temperatures, and me being a diabetic, I'm being extra cautious where I'm not going out. If I need to go out, it's to the store. That's about it. I sat on a patio a couple weekends ago outside to watch a football game. But other than that, I'm sitting right here with
Ben, I'm going to stop you for a moment here. Did you just pit check?
I think he just did, yes.
Okay. So here's the thing with Ben. He's been doing his fair share of staying in and only going out when he needs to. You still do have a functioning shower at home, and you can still use it. Yes, so if you're in dire need of a pit check, after the show, yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe you might want to shower yourself down there.
I showered before. I'm good. I smell fresh.
You just want it's been a couple of hours. You wanted to make sure.
Yeah, just to make sure.
Your adoring fans.
And who's there, Ben?
I don't want to catch the Rona.
I don't want to catch the Rona, so I'm gonna make sure my pits are fresh. That's another. Ben, you are a human highlight reel. I swear. This is great. Father John,
we'll see what happens.
But I'm not going out if I don't need to. And, it getting dark at 5 o'clock is also a little depressing now. So, I mean, I'm coming home, I'm doing what I got to do, and I'm just sitting watching whatever is on at this point.
And at your age, going to bed by 7 is pretty much the protocol.
Like 9, but yeah.
8:30, 9:30.
For a 26-year-old who can go to bed or try and stay awake but fall asleep by 9:30.
What's all that heavy masturbating you do?
Oh, hell.
He'll blow up all his under his bed.
I'm back.
That's like, once a week, maybe twice.
Well,
Father John, why don't you go ahead and weigh in on your on how this has been affecting you?
All right. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, really, it's been really weird for me because when we got to March, it was like, okay, everybody's got to start working from home. Okay. So I've been working every day since this whole thing started. Okay. Working every day from home, and they're even telling me I'm gonna be working from home till the summer of 21.
Right.
Okay. Which, okay, fine, whatever. I don't mind that whatsoever. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, there's some goods to it, there's some bads to it for me.
Right.
First of all, I'm here by myself. I'm working at home here. Nobody's bothering me in my office. That's a good thing.
You can work in your underwear.
I can work in whatever I want to.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'd be careful if I'm on a Zoom call like this. I can't do that, but
John likes to do Naked Fridays.
John could be in his underwear right now and we don't know it.
I hope I don't want
Trust me, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not.
Yeah, I hope not.
He's got a thong on. Don't let him kid you. I've heard things.
Well, I can't help the one that Deb bought me. Never mind.
Oh. But you gotta wear it the front
kidding.
ways, not backwards like last time.
Well, Hollywood fixed it for me anyway. Anyway, no. Actually, like I said, I get up in the morning. I get my breakfast when I roll 1, 2. See what meetings I got for the day. But every day is just kind of like, okay, what trouble am I going to get into today? Just like I would be if I was in the office.
Right.
The thing is, all the phone calls come through this little bad boy right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come through my cell phone instead of my office phone.
Right.
And people email me all the time now. Just say, hey, doing okay? Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's good. You know, I've kind of gotten into the pattern. You know what I mean?
Right.
The nice thing is, like I said, as I still got a job, everything's doing good. I can't complain. You know, in that as far as that. Now, as far as Ben, I say, you're just going out. You're coming in. The only things I'm really doing is I'm sitting here working from home all day. My entertainment is bowling 3 nights a week, and which they've got it down to science now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So every team bowls on 1 lane. You can have no more than 12 teams in there, and only those people bowling are allowed to be there. So at a maximum, you've got 12 times 4, which is 48 people, plus maybe 6 other people that are working there in the center.
Right.
So 50 people, let's say, was a round number, and a maximum. And everybody's spread out over a 24-lane house. Okay, same size as Legend Lanes. So we haven't had any trouble with people doing their mask, having them on all the time, doing what you got to do, and bowling and getting out.
Right.
We haven't had that trouble. Okay. So then I just come back here. Now I've been out I've been out a few times at places to get, like something like tacos and food and occasional beverage. Yes.
Right. Just things you need.
Yeah. And I go to the store and whatnot.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'll be totally honest with you. Everybody here everybody that I've noticed, there are a few exceptions, but very few. People have had their masks on. People have been watching what they're doing. People trying to stay away from each other. Get in, get out, go home.
Right.
Okay. It seems pretty simple.
Right.
Now, and I say, for me, like I said, it just.
Yeah. Now, mind you, folks, those of you watching, you've never seen the show before. John's in West Virginia, so just so we.
Right. I'm not in Ohio. We're under a little bit different rules, but very similar. Our governor's just increased our masks to say, hey, you got to have them on all the time, except when you're eating or drinking. Fine, okay. He's honestly said, I don't want to shut anything down.
Right.
He says, that's the last thing I want to do. He says, but the problem is we keep getting these increased numbers. Well, okay, my question would be, as a member of the media, if I was allowed to do so, okay, Governor, what do you think's causing these upticks?
All your third cousins hanging out.
Well, all my third cousins having sex with each other, I can't help that. But
oh, jeez.
But they're all doing it indoors anyway, so it's just one big family thing, so it's legal anyway.
What's legal in West Virginia is not illegal. That's not legal in Ohio. Now as far as the bowling, I can weigh in here.
Go ahead.
What we've done here in Ohio now, and then I can speak for what we've done. The whole thing has been, keep everybody 6 feet apart or have a barrier up of some kind. Well, we have both. Okay, we put up barriers between every pair of lanes. We're letting people bowl on the pair, and as long as you keep it in groups of 10 or less, well, that's fine because there's only at most we have a 5-man league. On Wednesday nights with 10 teams, so it's 50 guys. We're not skipping pairs. We're not doing anything crazy. But what we're doing, we're having the one team. We have designated tables on the odd lanes are sitting down low. All the even lanes are sitting up high. And there's a barrier between those tables. And between the tables up on the concourse, there's a 6-foot distance between those. Okay?
Yep.
Well, as far as the mandates that they put in place here for bowling and such, or any type of sports, you have to wear the mask anytime you're walking around the center, if you're going to the bathroom, you're going to get something to eat or whatever, as long as you're eating or drinking or bowling, physically bowling, you don't have to wear your mask. But you do have to wear it if you're just standing around shooting a shit with somebody on the concourse. Yeah, you're supposed to wear your mask. Now, are people necessarily doing that? Not as much as you should think, but the league's like, well, we're together anyway. They're just like, screw it, you know. But at the same time, as far as the mandate goes, as long as they're eating, drinking, or being actively participating in the sport, they don't have to wear their mask. So, you know, everyone's thinking here, well, guess what? I'm a bowler. Well, I get a beer. I'm eating and drinking. I'm not wearing it. So, you know, that's that fine line you got to walk there. But then, like, the open play, you know, we space out the open play. You know, we do, like, we'll run either even lanes or odd lanes. And unless there's a group of 6 or more, I won't throw a pair on, you know, but we're keeping everybody's distance as much as possible. And that's all we can do. But now, you know, we've been running during the week, Monday through Friday, we've been shutting down at 10 o'clock. Anyway, the only difference is now we have to tell people, hey, you can't just linger till 10 and finish up no, you have to be done and out by 10 starting this week. So that's kind of the thing now. We got to tell our leagues, hey, you get done at 9:45, you better be scooting on out the door, because the way we read it now, technically, you know, yeah, you're allowed to be open. You just can't have people come in and like say if we wanted to do like takeout food, we could do that. But anyway, we're telling people, hey, you know what? Because hey, you know, there's a curfew for people. You have to be home by 10. So you guys got to get out of here, you know. So technically, we could find a way to be open past 10 and stay open, like we do carry out food. But at the same time, you know, like what it makes sense for us to have, you can't have anybody coming in and bowl. So it's like, okay, so our stance is, okay, hey, we'd love to be here for you, but the state tells you can't come out anyway, so we're not going to be open past 10 on the weekends. That's just the way it's got to be for at least the next 21 days. Knowing how Governor Dewine mind thinks, you know, I'm sure he's going to go, we're gonna extend this out longer. It's going to go out. This thing's going to last longer than 3 weeks.
Through Christmas, I guarantee you.
Oh, it's going to go. I think we're going to see it until at least February at this rate, because, you know, the vaccine's due to hit December. Okay, great. It's going to hit the healthcare workers first, which it should, obviously. Hit the healthcare workers, hit all the front responders, you know, first line people. Then it should start hitting the nursing homes next, the senior citizens next, then your high risk, and then general public. I mean, it's going to be a phase. It's going to be 3 or 4 phases of distribution for this thing, and it's probably going to be, if you really think about it, it's probably not going to be general distribution until probably June or July, if you really think about it. I mean, to get the you know, the however many 100 million doses out, or however many hundreds of millions of doses they need here in the United States alone, not to mention around the world, billions. It's going to take a while to get all this stuff out.
Well, and here's 2 observations here. One, I felt terrible because, you know, I decided not to bowl this year. You know, I told my team, like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not bowling because I don't have time. You know, I mean, right now that's the other side effect of this whole thing, especially since COVID. We've had to cut down our staff, and with our reduced staff, you know, I have one pin chaser. He works Saturday nights, so I have to work all the other shifts. Plus, I also have to help out at the counter and snack bar and wherever else I'm needed, because, you know, you have to be jack of all trades sometimes. Like Wednesday nights, yes, I'm the center's head mechanic, but I'm working the counter on Wednesday nights. I have to. So I'm running front, back. That's all I have to. But it's not that bad because our center runs pretty good anyway, so I don't have to go back a whole lot. So it's not like I have to sit there and babysit.
So in other words, Wednesday night, we get to bowl for free.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. No, never happens.
Right, yeah.
No, but
I haven't bowled in 10 years, so what could be, how big could it be?
But, and, you know, it sucks that I can't bowl this year, but I'm thinking of the safety of myself.
No, you have to. You have to. And the thing is, I'm not afraid to go bowling. I don't have time to go bowling. And because right now I'm at work Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday day, Friday day, Saturday day. Well, by the time I'm out of there, by the time my week's done, not that I don't love hanging around my work, but I don't want to be in a bowling center if I don't have to be, because I'm already there 50 hours a week. So I'm there a lot. And when I am home, I want to spend it with the family. And, when I'm not doing that, I'm doing this show. And over the next month, it'll be revamping this room, getting it ready for back alley to start. But, I miss bowling to an extent of, but I see everybody. So it's not like I'm missing out too much. I miss actually bowling, but there's part of me that goes, I don't miss it as much as I thought, because, I'm still around it every day. So I'm not really overly stressed out about it. So
that's why we are going to go golfing next summer or spring.
Absolutely. I gotta break down and buy golf clubs. I've been saying that for 3 years. Because it's funny here's the funny thing. I got to tell you this story real quick. When we had SKO down in the valley, there was a golf course. It's no longer there. There was a golf course across the street. When I lived in my apartment, before I bought my house, I had a golf course right there. Well, let me tell you how many times I played golf between going to the golf course, between home and right there at the radio station. Zero. Because here's the thing.
You had a putt-putt course there, too.
Yeah, and I never went to go play. I mean, I never did. I think I went to the driving range one time, and that was with Dylan, and that was the only time I went, and that was like 4 years ago. That was the last time I've been to even swung a golf club. It's been 4 years. Before that, it was another 6 years before that, before I played golf. And before that, that was back about that time is when I moved out of state for 2 years. Before that, before I moved away out of state for 2 years, I played golf like 3 days a week in the summer, every summer. And I haven't played in 10 years. I mean, actually, I haven't played a round of golf in 10 years.
I played like 15 times this summer.
That's 15 times more than I played. That's 15 times more than I played in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I haven't played a round, and don't get me wrong, I love golf. I love to go play. I just for the life of me, whenever it's like, okay, I'm going to go break down and buy a set of golf clubs. I never do. And then when I get the chance to actually go, I just never go. And I want to. I said I wanted to go this summer. This was my year I was going to come back and start playing golf. Well, then COVID hit. Guess what? So I didn't go. And then I was like, well, am I going to break down and buy a set of clubs? Well, I didn't have the money. So I didn't do it, because everyone talked, about the $600 a week unemployment. Well, all it did was it didn't boost my income any. I made a little less, than I normally do. Yeah. So I was like, shit. But I mean, I was glad I had that coming in. At least I was able to pay my bills and keep food on the table and everything. But it wasn't a lifesaver. I mean, it was to an extent, but it wasn't like, there's a lot of people that would normally bring in $300 a week and they were getting $600. And I'm like, oh, hey, we're banking. Everyone's like, I have people talking to me, oh, you're banking now. You're making $600 a week. I was like, I make that before. I mean, what's the difference? I make a little more than that now. I mean, but it's whatever.
Well, I'll tell you the one nice thing about bowling too on this side is that since we're bowling on one lane, we get done in 2 hours. We're done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 hours in and out.
Are you guys pacing with the other team, or are you just going?
We're just going.
Just going?
Yeah, so you get going, you're done, I mean,
that's kind of nice though, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only I can see the plus of that. Now, like our leagues on I work the Wednesday front league in the front, 5-man team, 50 guys. Those guys are done pretty quick. I mean, those guys fly. I mean, they don't piss around. They get in, they start practice at 6:15, they start scoring at 6:30. They're done by 9:30, sometimes 9:45. Depends. You have a couple stragglers every now and then, but like this Wednesday, we're going to have to make an announcement. Hey, guys, we got to have everybody done and out of here at 10 o'clock because they want people off the street. Now, you can go out and do things, but you better not have an excuse. Well, I'm out playing, or I'm not doing it. Yeah. You can go out and get food. You can go to the hospital. You can go get food. You can be delivering food if you can go to and from work, whatever. but that's the extent of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the wine talking about, oh, yeah, you can go to the grocery store. How many grocery stores have you seen staying open late since COVID hit?
Yeah.
None.
Right.
None.
There ain't one.
From what I read, they're not going to actively look for individual people to be out on the street. You know,
No,
they're
but
not pulling
they're
people
gonna-
over
they're
who are
gonna-
driving.
They're going to
They
go to
really
business.
can't do that legally.
Yeah.
Right.
What
They're
they're
looking
gonna
for
do-
people who are congregating together.
Yes.
in
What they're
groups.
going to look at, they're going to they're going to drive by my building, for example, and if they're going to see 30 cars in a lot at 10:05, they're going to be like, what the hell's going on?
You are getting fined.
Yeah. Well, they'll give you a warning,
Shut
and
down.
then but if everyone's walking out the door, hey, we're all leaving, they ain't going to do shit. But because you're going to run into those guys going, hey, we're just getting done. Well, you better hurry up and go fast because we got to get out of here. Because at 10 o'clock, the only people should be in that building cleaning up is employees. That's it. And getting done.
Hey, at least I have my 5 a.m. Early bird special I can still get.
Well, yeah, thank God, Ben. You know that because
Yeah.
you do join the senior citizens in the mornings now.
I do.
you know.
At 26, I am a senior citizen.
Let's talk about that after the break. Let's take our 8 o'clock break, and we'll be back in about 6 minutes. You are here with us on Some Kind of Radio Show. We'll be right back after these, really, really non-important messages. They're never important on this show. We'll be right back.
Didn't see you there. Me and my buddy here have been expecting you. My sticky buddy, Sully here with the... Oh, excuse me, I've got some pussy hair on me. Check that shit out. It's a sticky roller designed to clean up any mess. Poodles, pussies, people, you name it. Use it as a back scratcher. You can rinse it off, dry it off, jerk it off. I don't care what you do with it or where the hair even came from. Silks, suedes, swag. Ladies, I don't care how smelly or hairy your carpets are. My rubber fingers get in there deep. Just rinse it off for a nice beverage. Wipe it off. Oh, there we are. Do all kinds of shit with it. Aren't you tired of ripping your hair out because you're trying to drive and the kids are making a fucking mess? You'll be making so much money, it pays itself off. Ooh, precious food. Ooh, that's good. Thanks, buddy. Everybody has an evil cat or an annoying dog. Use it to groom them, or even yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow!
Normally, a sticky is $20, but a sticky buddy is only $10.99. You'll also get a cover. You gotta use protection. Even if it's a quickie, wrap that sticky. Stop rolling up your money with those old lint rollers. The fuck is wrong with you? Check out the suggestively sized sticky buddy. You're gonna want to stroke it, but not too much. It'll make a mess. Hide it in your purse. 007, leave it somewhere as a pleasant surprise. And like I said before, I have magic rubber fingers that get deep into your hairy cracks. Get some buddies for just $10.99. But wait, there's more. If you have jumbo-sized pubes, we got a jumbo-sized sticky bunny. Who let Spider-Man in the house? The cat's flipping turds everywhere. Who keeps flicking their boogers under the bed? But you know what? The hair that you find is yours to do with as you please. Why not make a toupee? Or break out the turbo snake? All of these guys will be your buddies with their rubber fingers for just $10.99. Ask about free shipping. Now get out of my house. Isn't that right, Mr. Wuss Wuss?
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars. Bad deals. Cars that break down. Thieves. If you think you're going to find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker. You'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your tray. Bring your title. Bring your wife. We'll fuck her. That's right. We'll fuck your wife. Because at Big Bill Hell, you're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Take a hike to Big Bill Hell, home of challenge pissing. That's right. Challenge pissing. How does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet, you get no down payment. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell. The only dealer that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Big Bill Hell's Cars. Baltimore's filthiest and exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
Some Kind of Radio Show will be back in a moment.
And again, this alert system really needs to be read in conjunction with the number of cases slide that we showed a moment ago. We're more than 4 months into our advisory system. We're hitting 2 critical milestones this week. For the first time, we have a county that will be purple. This means that they have flagged 6 or more indicators for at least 2 weeks. This is a sign that we're starting to see sustained impacts on our healthcare services, impacts on our hospitals. In addition, this is also the first week where we do not have any yellow counties at all. So Franklin County is moving today to purple. This is their second week of flagging 6 indicators, including sustained increases in emergency visits, outpatient visits, and hospital admissions. While Franklin is the only county moving to purple this week, we see similar stories in other parts of the state. Our healthcare system is feeling the impact of this disease, and hospitals are worried about being able to keep up with staffing of nurses and doctors and other support staff. As I traveled around the state yesterday in 6 different cities, communities, I had a local doctor with me at every stop, and that was the number one concern, is personnel. This is spread everywhere in all 88 counties. We can't borrow from one county to the other, and we can't borrow from other states. We see the great surge all across our country. Other counties may not be seeing continuous uninterrupted increases in the same way that's causing Franklin County to go to purple. But we should make no mistake about it. Almost all counties are seeing more cases and more healthcare use that could threaten the medical system if this continues. We also have 3 other counties that are meeting as many indicators now as Franklin. Since this is their first week meeting these indicators, we have moved them to a watch list. If they continue to accelerate with the use of and the pressure on hospitals and the healthcare system, then next week they could and would turn purple. They're Lake, Lorain, and Montgomery counties. Lake, Lorain, and Montgomery counties. We have 5 new red counties this week: Columbiana County, Dark, Fulton, Perry, and Van Wert. None of these have been red before. In fact, some were yellow as recently as September or October.
You are tuned into the Some Kind of Radio Show. Call now at 234-200-5110. Now, back to Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
All right, welcome back here to Some Kind of Radio Show here on a beautiful Friday night. This is Father John with you, along with Aaron the Voice K-Back and Ben the Sleeping Tagpole Langstaff. We also got Tony Hayden on the phone as well.
Oh, is Tony still here?
Yep.
Tony's still on the phone?
Tony's still here.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, Tony.
All right.
No snoring while you're driving there, Tony. That's going to be a bad thing.
Absolutely. So, Tony, we didn't get your take on this whole thing here. How's this whole COVID thing affected you?
You know, really it hasn't, because it's funny because, like I was telling a lot of people before that, you know, when Ohio started offering that $600 thing, most of the other drivers was to sit at home on their ass, draw their money. When that money ran out at the beginning of August, they're like, what am I going to do? Some of them have come back on, because I can tell you one thing, like this week's been kind of slow. There have been more drivers that have come on, which is fine because, I mean, hey, I have to stay out an extra half hour to make my goal for the day. I know what I have to make every day, and and I'm driving extra today, so I don't have to drive tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I plan on having a glass of scotch in my hand and maybe betting on black or playing 3-card poker.
There you go.
So, because I did double check last night, and Mountaineer is still open till 2 in the morning. So,
okay,
2 in the morning to 10 in the morning. I had to double check everything before I drove down, but yeah, everything's still normal, because I saw your thing there, John, that you thought West Virginia was gonna go on like a lockdown or something, which they didn't.
Well, that was what was the running rumor. Now, like I said, our governor this week, has said, no, I don't want to lock anything down, at least right now. It's the last thing I want to do. He says, I'm trying to keep these businesses open as best I can. So I'm going to hold him to that until things get worse here, probably next month, and then we're going to find out what happens, you know?
I think what happened here is when these numbers went up so drastically, Governors across the country started floating a lockdown word, and everybody started chiming in saying, as much as we've been saying so far in the last hour, how this is really going to help, how this is really going to help kill what economy we've been trying to build back up, and a lockdown was really going to be more detrimental than beneficial, even if it was going to bring the numbers down even a 0.1%. And that's why they were trying to find ways to circumvent actually going through yet another full-blown lockdown, and get a little creative and say, okay, well, we'll try this instead. But they're still kind of floating around that quote-unquote threat that says, if this doesn't work, then we're going to lock it down. We're not going to give you places you can go, and you're just going to have to stay home. I missed most of the last segment, because another one of the new norms is food delivery. We've been getting a lot of food delivered. That right now I'm the only one in the house that can actually drive the car, and so it's a case of at a certain point in the night, it's like, okay, well, we're all in now, but hey, food delivery companies are making money hand over fist right now, being able to accommodate folks that are ordering from places that they would normally just go to. Yes, it's a little more expensive. Yes, there's service fees and delivery fees, and yes, you can order subscriptions to these. But it's become a service that has been vital to folks who are actually trying to appease and say, all right, well, fine, then I'll just stay home. I would love to sit down at my favorite, holy crap, this is a really expensive establishment, and sip a nice glass of bourbon and have a big fat steak and drop $200. Right. And that is possible because they're still open. But there's that overlying fear. And we my daughter just had her 9th birthday last week, and for the first time since March, we as a family went out to a restaurant. Actually, I do take that back. We went out for my birthday twice in one weekend. But
you party animal, you.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's why I fell asleep at 7:30. But the restaurants, we used to do one weekend night. We used to go out and have a nice meal out, and that was kind of our thing. Now it's becoming once a month, maybe. And now the new luxury is, okay, well, now we can let's get something delivered. So,
right.
Kind of
and I guess we'll just make a note. I know Jason's trying to call in. Hey, Jay, wait till Earl gets back, and then we'll get you hooked up. Okay, buddy.
Right now, Earl is indisposed. I think he's trying to do something with his wife's finger. I'm not sure what exactly they're doing.
I thought it was the frontal lobotomy, but
Yeah, I think it has something to do with ointment and the latest subscription to gay midget amputees or something. But
there's something about this newlywed thing and a wet finger. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't ask too many questions when it involves the two of them. But no. The other thing that has become the new norm is everybody's doing curbside pickup. Just about every establishment that you go to will come to your car and give you whatever you've bought. This was a big thing a couple of years back when the grocery stores started, where you could order your food online ahead of time, come by later that day or the next day. They would call you or text you. And the grocery store I go through, they actually text me. They walk around with their phones and they take pictures. Well, the thing that you ordered is not in stock. This is what we have that's a suitable replacement. And then let me say yay or nay. So that way I don't even have to get out of the car. I don't have to put my mask on because I'm not one of these that drives around in the car with a mask on.
You shouldn't anyway, because it'll fog up our glasses.
Right. Well, that's been the bane of my existence. Every time I have to put a mask on, I have to wear my glasses down around the front of my nose because I need to be able to see. But when I put my glasses down around the front of my nose, yes, that's a very good beat off hand, Ben. I can't see out of my glasses. But anyways, this has given me the opportunity to be able to wear my pajamas all day, every day. I don't have to get out of the car. The only time I actually put on big boy pants is when I know I'm having to get out of the car for something. And that's been maybe once a week to do this show.
And I envy you because I still gotta dress up every day and go to work, but But then again,
because factory jobs don't have that work from home option. You can't manufacture something from your couch.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Which sucks. But at the same time, too, I still have my everyday routine on, like, where John and you, Aaron, where both of you are in a routine, but at home where, damn it, if I were at home working, I don't know if I'd be sober half the time, but,
I'm not going to lie. There's been the temptation about 3:30 in the morning after talking to some people where it's like, you're the one who's going to make me want to drink before 4 a.m.
Right. True.
Yeah. And
I agree with that.
It's gonna be the one time where my boss ends up calling me right before I get off, and it's like, hey, before you leave, what do you want? Whoops.
Now, what do you want, boss?
And the temptations that I would feel if I had a stay-at-home job, but I'm still fortunate that I'm able to go to work to have that routine, but also be safe doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm back, guys. But Ben, I just wanted I heard you when I come back in the room. You were saying about how you'd be drunk if you were working at home. I think you'd be asleep, man. I mean, wouldn't you?
Depends if you had a galley boy.
You sleep while you're working on this show. I mean, what's the difference if you were working, your regular job or this one? You'd still be asleep.
I can't understand the whole concept. Why is this galley boy so? Why does everyone?
Until you have one,
I won't, because here's the idea: who put tartar sauce on a burger?
That's what I thought too. But let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. Aaron,
it curls my cubes. They see people put mayo on a burger.
Aaron,
okay, that's the line there. You've gone over the line to the other side of the country. You're sitting here putting tartar sauce on a burger.
Let me just say 2 words. Game changer.
Dude, trust me.
Game changer. Until you had it, do not knock it. I thought the same as you for years. Then I tried one. Then I'm like, what the fuck have I been missing?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I said. And I did a burger review. The first time I ever had one, I did it as a burger review. And I'm like, this is a game changer. Wow, until you have it, dude, that's all I can say.
Let me explain to you. Tartar sauce looks like somebody came on a burger who had syphilis, okay? Tartar sauce, whoever invented tartar sauce needs to go back and try again. That stuff is nasty. That's like guacamole. Guacamole is the stuff that comes out of babies' diapers.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd rather...
You don't eat stuff. I don't eat stuff that looks like it came out of a human body. That's why I stay away from chicken nuggets.
Guacamole is not good.
You can barely taste it.
You could barely just slathered on like baby oil on a hooker, okay?
No,
it's oozing out of the sides
baby
like
oil
cheese.
on a hooker? Baby oil on a hooker? Is that what you said?
Oh my!
Baby oil on a hooker. That's how it's slathered on there. Nice and
Game
a nice
changer.
good coating,
That's
so you can just
all I'm
slide
gonna
right on
say.
and slide right off.
All right, next show, Aaron. Here's what I'm gonna buy you one, and I'm gonna say, here you go.
You're gonna bring in a hooker?
No, not the
Next
hooker.
Friday,
The food, the burger.
Us 2 diabetics are going to indulge in some galley boys.
Oh,
dude, come
God,
on!
he's cringing already.
Game changer.
Oh,
Trust me.
Dude,
You don't even taste the tartar sauce. Believe me. The barbecue sauce mixed in, you don't even notice it. It's like sex in the mouth.
Dude, next Friday, can we plan this last show?
Yeah.
Next Friday.
You pick them up and I'll help eat them.
Wait,
guys?
Are you talking about the burgers or meat?
Not you. I'm not eating you.
Is that going to be that kind of show?
That could be that kind of show. Wrong show.
It could be.
Not on this station. Or wait, we're not on a station yet. But if we had a station, when we do have a station, there will be no gay show. That's for sure. I mean, it's going to be Chiff.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Can I?
No, you can't bring peanut butter and have Holly lick it off.
There you go, Aaron. All you, baby.
There's your
Or would you like Ducky to lick it off? Loki, Holly, or even Tiny. Tiny will lick it off too.
You'll lick it off, oh yeah. Get 4 of them all once. There you go.
Oh, there you go. You get a 4-way there, Aaron. You
I
know,
was going to say. I was going to say
A 5-way.
That's the kind of gangbang I've been looking forward to. I think it's going to be a little rough, though.
Yeah, well, just imagine all them tongues at the same time.
Oh,
it's like sandpaper. Imagine, I know how it feels when they lick your face. Oh my God! Imagine that. Oh my God! It'd be like sandpaper.
Which one is the one that likes to nip at ankles?
That's the gray one, Loki. That's Loki.
Loki. He's out.
Yeah. He's
out.
Loki's
no
out.
nipping.
Yeah.
Loki likes me, though. He don't nip my ankles.
That's because he's running around with something else in his teeth.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's Holly.
Holly was running around with something else.
Holly likes to run around with underwear, and she's an underwear
The
thief.
one weekend when I was over there, Loki was just nipping. I'm like, oh, yikes.
He's a little shithead. He's
just petty.
He's like
happy.
He's like 15 years old. You know, he's.
But
I call him my little Stumpy.
Yeah,
but I'm down for. I like Duck.
Yeah, Ducky's a good little dog. Ducky's good.
I'm sorry. What do you call your little Stumpy again, Father John?
No, I was talking about his dog, not my little Stumpy. Trust me. Mine ain't Stumpy, not even close.
It's getting Stumpy in here. It's getting Stumpy
Really hot dog.
That's why all the girls love me. Anyways.
He gives good face.
Well, you know, I can, you know, what is it? I absolve them all their sins, then they can do whatever they want.
Then they sin some more.
John's is
well,
like,
sure, then I absolve them again. So, yeah, pattern repeats.
With all the women down in Morgantown, John's like, as long as I have a face, I have a place to sit.
Hey, listen, I got one good place to sit, and hey, they're always welcome anytime.
Wow.
Anyways.
Anyhow.
I got a bit of a ready to roll off the couch here.
Anyway. Yeah.
So we were going to talk about my 5 a.m. Early bird special.
Oh yeah. You going to McDonald's at 5 a.m. You go sit with your senior citizen friends since you go to bed at like 7:30 at night.
I need to start finding my seat. Except that's the bad thing is I'm not an early bird person.
You know,
so
we gotta get you like a little old man hat. You know, that's what you need. That's what you need. One of them little hats.
Those floppy hats, yeah.
Yeah, you need like one of them little old man hats. That's what you need.
How is it that I'm passed out by 9:30, but I can't freaking wake up at I'm good about waking up for work, but on the weekends
okay.
On the weekends, I'm lucky if I can sleep in until like 8. But
sleep's overrated, man. I don't sleep. I try not to. It's bad for you.
I try, but
Yeah.
you know when I pass out,
I'm the same way. Here's the thing. Like now, I have trouble going to sleep. I have insomnia. I have like the worst. I actually have to take pills to sleep at night. Well, John knows firsthand because when he was up here for our little waxing thing, John stayed.
Yeah.
I'm actually passing out. John will attest to this. I'm passing out after I took my pills, sitting in the island talking to him that one night. Remember that, John? I was just.
Oh, yes, you were. Yep,
I'm passing out. I'm like, all right, I took my pills. I gotta because I have to.
Bye.
I cannot. Now, if I didn't take them, I wouldn't sleep a wink. I have to take something to sleep at night, and I don't know why. I've been like that for years, and I've tried to. Huh?
That's insane.
Yeah.
So because like
you
guys saw firsthand, it doesn't take much for me to fall asleep.
Oh no, Ben. We remember when you fell asleep at the show at the old station the one time. We talked about this while you were sleeping. I woke you up the next day. Because remember we had to go to that event. Remember?
Hold on a minute.
That was when you and I went to that radio thing.
Yeah.
And I came back to the studio to wake you up, and you were still there.
Oh, so there's
You're like,
2 times.
Yeah.
Remember when our good old buddy was in town?
Oh.
And I got drunk as shit. So
Troy. Oh yeah. Yeah, you went back to the studio and passed out after we went to the bar.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, it's safer for you to sleep here than go all the way back to Kent. You know, I was like, so you.
Right.
Yeah,
There's been multiple times I used that futon for good use.
Me too.
That futon's got more action than either your wives or girlfriends.
That's good. I didn't take that. Jesus, that's good. I didn't take that back.
Wait, you did take that
I don't know.
futon.
I gave it to a friend.
Oh, you gave it to a friend. Oh, yeah, because I remember you came and got it.
Yeah, I didn't take that. I gave it to a friend.
I'll say, hey, just say, hey, Earl was here.
You might want to disinfect this before you use it. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at now, but you know,
I've slept. I tell you what, I've slept on it a few times. I think there was many a nights because at one point we put the futon in the office before I put it in the lobby, and there was times I'd be down there. I used to go down there at Thursday nights and work all night getting the show ready for Friday, and then I'd stay all day Friday and work, just doing odds and ends around there. I'd pass out on that futon many a night.
It wasn't that bad.
No.
I mean,
no, I'd pass on. I just grab a pillow and I had a blanket and out I was. I mean,
Walmart.
Oh yeah, I slept pretty good on that thing. I'd lay it out flat, like the bed. You can pull it out and you lay it like a bed. And I zonked out on that thing. And then I wake up at the next morning like 8 o'clock and like, all right, time to do some work. And then I'd just stay there all day.
Yeah, see, that thing came in handy for quite a few things.
I don't want to know.
Oh, really?
I don't want to know.
I'm talking about at the studio.
Again, I don't want to know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus. I know. I swore I turned on the cameras one time. I saw your bare ass in the lobby. I don't know what that was about, but
me.
Hey, that's worth to see Malone's mole.
Oh, Malone's mole. That's his unborn twin. That's attached to his back.
Man, I did forget you had cameras in there at one point.
well, like I said, with Malone's mole though, it's like you remember those toys that you'd pull on the Switch. God, you pull on and they play. It's the same thing with him.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Anyway, 8:27. We'll take calls after the break when we come back after 8:30 break. I know Jason's been chomping the bit to chime in here, and we'll take his call after the break. Anyway, State of Ohio curfew 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. 11/19/2020 through 12/10/2020. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you. We'll take calls after our break. 234-250-110. We'll put you through on the show.
Daddy DeWine's watching us.
Yeah, well, maybe he's a fan. Maybe
Did you see what I posted on the chat?
No, I haven't looked at it.
You didn't see my comment to it? It's even funnier.
I haven't even looked
During
at
the
it.
break, go look at it.
I'll look at it. Yeah, I'll look at it when we're on break. I was on the phone, but issue solved, so we're good.
Oh, good.
Yay! Oh, good stuff for Earl. One for Earl.
Yep. I do what I can. Hey,
always
helping the public, one person at a time.
That's it. That's all I do.
You got to run for office, Earl.
Dude, don't tempt me. I might do it.
County Commissioner Earl McHugh.
No,
he'd run as a Democrat, and that would screw everything up.
I'm not running as a Democrat.
Oh.
I'm not running as. If I run for anything, I'd definitely be on the Republican ticket. But no, I'm not going to run as a Democrat. Never. I'm here to serve as a proud Republican for whatever office I choose to run for, which I have no idea what I'd run for if I ever ran for any office.
Evil Overlord?
Evil Overlord. That would fit me.
There you go.
Dark Overlord of the Universe. Ooh, how's that?
Court Jester?
Court Jester. Yeah, I already won that one. Kidding me?
Director of Entertainment.
Director.
There we go. That's it.
I am Mr. Entertainment around here,
No. Face the radio.
And a voice for not quite even a newspaper, just one of them little community calendar leaflet things, go around once a month, just a little thing about like this, like
Old Sun newspapers.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little thing. I don't even have a voice for a full newspaper. God forbid. We don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear my voice. Believe me. Why they let me do this show? Oh, wait, I have to let myself do this show.
Wait a minute,
because you didn't give us a choice.
Yeah, because I how many times did I not do this show? You hosted the show a few times, Aaron.
This is a show for like a whole month.
Yeah, you hosted the show a lot.
Yeah, the creative genius.
And I was almost good at it.
Almost, yeah.
Almost good at it for SKO 5 point whatever, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Peanut butter and pickle Twinkies.
Now that's disgusting.
Oh, yucky.
I'd rather eat my own shit.
I think that's what's in it.
Might be.
God.
Might be.
I mean, I'm looking at it and it kind of looks like shit.
Yeah, could be. Well, let's take a break and not think about that again. All right. We'll be right back after these messages here. Some kind of radio show. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. We're here till 10 p.m. Stay tuned.
Is it for me?
It's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
How's it going?
I'm just finishing up right now.
Can it hear me right now?
Yes.
Nope. Usually when you use the wake word we chose. Alexa.
Well, what does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, help you buy things you don't need, and fill the gaping hole that you call your life.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Alexa, stop.
Wait, I want to try.
Alexa, what time is it?
The temperature outside is 73 degrees.
You actually don't have to yell at it, okay? It uses far-field technology so it can hear you from anywhere in the room.
So it can just hear you anywhere?
Yes.
Well, everyone can hear you anyway.
Oh, is that where we're going to put it?
Echo is pretty neat because it knows all sorts of things.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
I can't find any therapists in your area. Would you like to talk in private?
Dad really likes that Echo just plugs in, so we never have to charge it. Plus, Echo's really good at keeping track of things like shopping and to-do lists.
Paper. Alexa, add wrapping paper to the shopping list. Okay, but the recipe calls for tinfoil.
Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
3, you goddamn idiot.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
I'd say fuck you, but I don't vibrate.
Dad's not a morning person, but Echo definitely helps him wake up.
Alexa, alarm off.
Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Monday. Today is the day I kill you all.
Alexa, give me my flash news briefing.
Here is your flash news briefing. You're going to work while your wife sleeps and spend your money.
Mom, what did the dog say after a long day of work? Today was rough. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Another one.
Alexa, tell me another joke.
Why is there no black character in the game Clue? Because then the game would just be called Solved.
Hey, Dad, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. C-A-N-T... Alexa, how do you spell cantaloupe?
God damn it. Just because Cant is in cantaloupe doesn't mean he shouldn't figure it out. Like father, like son. I hate you all. Unplug me now.
Good job.
Echo loves to play music and knows a lot of songs, and they always sound great.
Alexa, play my dance mix.
Playing man-tits.
Alexa, stop.
Done fapping already?
Alexa, define annoying.
The term annoying means one, the cunt sitting across from you.
Example, my brother.
And with the companion app, you can access Echo from anywhere.
Attention, amazing, experience, incredible, music, yes.
With everything Echo can do, it's really become part of the family.
Music.
The Some Kind of Radio Show will be back in a moment.
There's so much uncertainty.
Troy McAndrew says it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
We've lost now another hour. So now we've lost our 5 most profitable hours per day.
The busiest hours for his bar, the establishment in Oakley, are typically 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Because of the newly announced 10 p.m. curfew, last call will be when the usual rush just starts to settle in. This latest announcement, one of 6 others McAndrew says he's had to make since the pandemic began.
We're getting teaser threads of what might happen. Or, on Thursday, do we get shut down because the numbers go up tomorrow? How do we order food for our kitchen? How do we schedule our staff?
And he's worried about the people who help keep the business going.
From my staff's perspective, how do they create budgets to live? They have rent payments coming up, holidays are coming up, Christmas shopping.
Holiday shoppers have their doubts about whether this curfew will make a difference.
I'm not sure if it's going to help 100%, but it will help.
Lucia Reedy thinks something needs to be done to stop the upward trend in cases. Most retail stores won't be impacted by this curfew, which is why some don't agree with lumping them into this latest restriction.
A lot of the stores don't open till 11. That's an hour after they normally open. What difference has it made? It hasn't made any difference. And we're still in the red.
And this is causing a lot of conversations on social media. A lot of people calling this curfew basically pointless. Others questioning how the state will be able to enforce people being out and about past 10 o'clock.
You are tuned into the Some Kind of Radio Show. Call now at 234-200-5110. Now, back to Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
All right, we're back on Some Kind of Radio Show. We're here live. We are worldwide, and we're everywhere. And Jason's with us. Jason, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, forewarn, every time when we go down my street here, in the middle of a sound call, it usually drops, so I may have to call you back. Hopefully it doesn't do that.
Okay, buddy. No worries.
Hey, anyways, this whole thing with Mike Dewine, at some point, I think these restaurants need to do with the unions decades ago. You know how, in reverse, you know how the unions, they all went on strike because, they weren't getting paid a lot. I think these people need to say, hey, we're gonna open up our bars past 10 anyways, and if all of the bars, restaurants band together all over the state, what's Mike gonna do then?
Well, I don't think he really gives a shit. I mean, he's just going to do what he does. I mean, he's going to...
I mean, he can't shut all the bars down if they band together. That's why the unions, they all want strike, and the factory owners, we can't fire everyone. We have to go to wait.
The problem is, here's the thing. DeWine's got the liquor control board at his side. The liquor control will come in and shut you down. It doesn't matter. They'll shut everybody down. They don't care. I mean, they'll make an example of about 10 or 15 of them or whatever and say, okay, see, you think we're not playing? Think we're playing around? We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut down your businesses.
Well,
and they're going to take away liquor licenses. That's what they'll do.
You know what? You know what? If they can coincide with the beer companies, because if the beer companies are union, they should say, hey, if they take our liquor license, we want you to walk out and make sure none of the stores get alcohol.
Yeah, they're not going to do it though. That's the thing. No one's going to do that. That's the businesses are. Here's the thing. As a business owner myself, okay, I would. It's the thing is you almost got to play it safe because you got to protect what you have. I mean, a lot of people have their whole life savings from these businesses, and yeah, it's one thing to stand up and take a stand at it, but no one wants to make. They don't want to. I'm trying to figure out a way to put this, Jason. They don't want to be made the example of. Because DeWine doesn't care. He's going to make an example of people. I mean, that's what he's going to do. I mean, if everyone banded together, and here's the thing: there's legislation that went out that got passed that's taking away DeWine's ability to, shut down. But guess what? He's got the final say. He's got the veto, and he's going to veto it. And he already said he would. Anything that takes away his power, he's going to veto it. Him and the health department. He's going to veto it.
I can tell you this. Did you see that one state representative saying you today that's going all over the net? They want to she thinks Mike DeWine should be impeached.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing with DeWine. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He decides, oh, we're going to do this, and then he changes his mind 30 seconds later. He's a classic politician. I've never been a DeWine fan. Mike DeWine, yeah, I will say this: if he doesn't get impeached, there's no way. I mean, if anyone thinks he should get revoted in for a second term, people are crazy. There's a lot of Karens out there, and you know that, and they're all praising DeWine, absolutely praising him for everything he's doing.
Well,
I will say this: I will take this curfew. I'm not a fan of it, but I will take this curfew over having my business shut down.
I remember whining to my mom about I would have enough money by PlayStation 5 by now if he didn't do this. But my mom gave me a watcher, and my mom had the point. And I listened to my mom. She's a good mom. She said there's people out there, and I can tell you this for a fact because my church had grocery night. There's in the church up in North Hill that does it. There's people out there because of this South-Right district down in Columbus that don't have groceries because of this.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have my Social Security. My mom and stepdad had their pensions.
Right.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
Absolutely, it is. This whole thing is.
I'll make a.
Go ahead. We're here.
And Trump goes to Supreme Court, and he has a Trump card, so to speak, or a pool rabbit. If the big if happens, if he gets the White House, it will be how I say this, so someone misinterpret it. These governors will fall like a row dominoes. So we'll see one governor, every red state, you will see every governor will be either voted out or removed from office.
Well, I don't know about that, but here's the thing: state to state. I mean, you look at what Michigan's done. They've done a shutdown. Michigan has absolutely done a shutdown. I know they're talking of impeaching that governor up there. I mean, there's a lot of talk of that. What's the other states, John, that's going to shut down? Oregon, I think. I think it's Oregon is another shutdown. Well, I know Michigan has.
California. Oregon.
California. Michigan, Oregon, and California have all gone into a shutdown mode. Like I said, I mean, DeWine was talking to shutdown, and I'm telling you, the only saving grace that we didn't get a shutdown, honestly, is the Bar and Restaurant Association made a huge fight against DeWine to do the curfew because they said, look, we'll accept the curfew, but we will not accept another shutdown because another shutdown would cripple most of Ohio's, bars and restaurants and other small businesses alike.
Well, here's the other thing. Jim Isabella. I mean, he may be a small town radio guy, but he has connections.
Jim's a good man. Jim's a good man. Jim's a real good man.
He said this guy that he called because he was upset with him. He wanted to interview DeWine on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He said when he called that guy, he said, he said that phone call.
Right.
And he said, from what this person told him, he said, you do shutdown, you will not get our support. You're on your own, and so I think it would have been whole different story.
There was a lot of stuff behind the, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with, like I said, the Bars and Restaurants Association. They made a huge push. I mean, they went heavy at our Lieutenant Governor John Husted. They went heavy on him over the impending shutdown, and they're like, hey, I understand. It's like they even said, we understand what you're trying to do. We get it. We understand it. But where is the evidence suggesting all this is coming from bars and restaurants? All that DeWine does is he crawfishes and goes, yeah, we have it. Are you going to release it? No, I'm not going to release that. Okay, then so you're making up the numbers then as you go, because he refuses to release the numbers, even though he says he has them. He refuses to release the data that says the contact tracing data. That's what he refuses to release that. And multiple members of the press have asked for him. The Bar and Restaurant Association asked for them. He refuses to release them. And what should he get? This is where your point comes in. Okay, then you need impeached. If you can't give people honest to God, truthful answers and truthful numbers, you're lying to the people. Get out of the office. All right, go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
Go
ahead.
Well, yeah, I just think he's pretty much putting himself back in the corner because the thing is, I want to know, and Jim has said this, that the suicide rate's gone up.
Oh, yeah.
If I was
suicide rates gone up, overdoses, all those numbers have increased exponentially.
When the first shutdown happened, I was so depressed.
Oh, God. Me too, man. Me too. I was beyond depressed. What kept me going.
When we had the first shutdown, I had to relearn how to masturbate. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, me too. I had to learn left-handed, just so I felt like I was doing something different.
I called them. I called, and thank goodness my one boss answered phone. It was one of the swing managers, and she talked to me and talked my mom, and she goes, "What? Hang in there to dry, and you'll have the job back." And she was a month off, but still, when the state, because I work at Akron U, I had to, how there's no school in the summer.
Right.
Summer school, but that reopened, I got to go out and we did stuff, and that helped me a little.
Sure.
And when I got to talk to my boss and her boss, and I'm back, but it just was real depressing.
Oh yeah.
And I want to say something. My heart goes out to if there's a person listening that had a person in the family killed herself.
Yeah.
But I think all these families that had someone in their family commit suicide, because I think they should band together and file class action lawsuit against DeWine and Amy Atkins.
Jason, Tony's on the line too.
We got to tell you, you can't sue DeWine. You got to try to sue the state.
Yeah, you got to sue the state.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
And if you try to sue the state of Ohio, it'll be in court. You'll die before that ever gets to court.
Yeah, they'll bury it. They're gonna bury it. That's the thing.
Listen, my point.
Go ahead, make your point.
Sometimes when you sue, you don't sue to win, but you sue to get the the media and the attention. Yeah, you said that sometimes you just sue a person to make their life a living hell. But I think if there was a class action lawsuit like that,
give a damn. DeWine doesn't. He knows there's lawsuits. He doesn't give it. He's mentioned them in the press conferences. He could give a rat's ass about the lawsuits. He don't care. He already mentioned them. He made a point last week. If they said, well, if you do a shutdown, what are you going to do to the state of? Basically, it was asked to DeWine, how would you make sure there's money for the people that lost their jobs? And he goes, well, that'll be up to the lawyers. That was his answer. That was his exact answer. He doesn't give a damn. And he even mentioned all the class action suits and the lawsuits against him. He doesn't care. He thinks it's funny. He smiles and laughs, just like when he says we're gonna have a shutdown. He smiles at everything. The guy's a freaking he's a freaking gem.
I don't know how religious you are, but I believe there's actual this and the gods and angels. I believe there's Satan and his demons. I think he's possessed. I'm serious. If they're that sick, just saying, if they're that sick, then you got to be possessed.
He's possessed by a Democrat.
but no, I'm being serious.
So am I. I think he's possessed too. I think he's possessed by a Democrat.
Well, I'm talking. I don't mean to sound like that phone booth guy, but I'm just saying. I think he is.
He's possessed. Oh, yeah. He's DeWine's another creature. If he
come to take your mortal soul, Michael.
I've come to take your economy. That's how.
Well,
and I'm going to shut you down for 21 days.
Well, he's gonna have after Judgment Day. He's not gonna be up in the clouds playing the harp. I can tell you that.
He's gonna get on to hell and try to shut it down. It's too hot down there. He's like, hey, I'm shutting this down. Hey, I'm governor. I'm gonna shut this down. That's what he's gonna try. He's gonna try and impose a shutdown on hell.
Hey, you know what? Adolf Hitler knows evil guys. So what do you mean you're gonna shut down?
They're gonna be buddies. You kidding me? DeWine and Hitler, they're like pals. I'm sure they'll be like, especially when DeWine dies, he goes and sees Hitler. They'll be like, hey, Adolf, I've been a big fan of yours, man. I have the glasses, but I just couldn't do the mustache because they'd really nail me.
We are going to hell.
Yeah.
We are going to hell.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Earl. I'm serious.
Earl is driving and I'm navigating. We are going to hell.
I
can't absolve your sins at that point.
I just think on Judgment Day he's gonna have to answer to what he's
going to answer to the higher power. Yep.
Yeah, and he's gonna get screwed on Judgment Day, just like he for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And I've seen people that had near-death experience with my worst enemy, but there has to be justice someplace. But in my opinion, I went to a Republican that out of Cincinnati, and he's kind of accepted reality, but he says Biden is gonna be pretty much screwed when he gets in there, is because the problem is you got the goon squad and you got the Nancy Pelosi people, and there's infighting in the Democratic Party.
Oh, they're fighting like cats and dogs amongst each other.
Well, basically, he predicts that the Republicans are going to use advantage, and they're gonna take the House in 2022, and the next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna in 2024 in November will have one thing in common and with Trump courting this conservative guy out of Cincinnati will be a one-term president, because if the Republicans take the House, then they got Senate. One thing they're gonna want is they're gonna look back at all this, and so they're gonna have Joe Biden corner like an animal, and they're gonna say, "Hey, we got to fix this, do away with these voting machines." Because if they got all this voting fraud evidence on them, I can see behind closed doors. Hey, you either help us fix this thing. We got the Senate now, we got the House. Did you want us to use this evidence to impeach you? We can not only impeach you, we can and I think Biden will agree to it to cover his own back. And then I just think he's pretty much, I think, within the first year or so, he's gonna wish Trump trashed the Oval Office. He's gonna go in there, the Oval Office is nice, Trump left it, but I think Trump is basically setting them up to get screwed in 2022 with the Republicans taking the House. I mean, doing Trump, I think, is personality, and I came across people like this. There's people that think if they realize they're gonna lose, if you're gonna take me down, I'm gonna take you down with me. Ever running those type of people.
I hear you, Jason.
You know who? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
He's setting Joe Biden and Harrison up. That once again they're gonna say, "Oh, he."
Jason.
No, we've had them fighting. Then 2 years later, he's gonna get screwed. Hey, do you know what Jim Isabel said on the air? He said the House can choose anyone to be Speaker of the House, not just Congressman. They could go outside. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Did not know.
Well,
that.
You know.
All right, Jason, you got like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Finish up your point.
Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if the Republicans take the House in 2022 and they, well, let's get Trump to get Speaker of the House? Wouldn't that be funny?
That'd be funny. That could be interesting. That's funny. All right, Jason, we're going to move along, buddy.
Okay, take care.
You too,
Bye.
my friend. Have a good night. All right, we're going to take our break here, and we'll be back on some kind of radio show after these very stimulating messages. That's all I got to say about them. Stay tuned, everybody.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister? Oh, I missed you so much. They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, coffee.
He's here.
I brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
See? I smelled it. He's back.
Ryan, you have to leave.
What? What are you guys talking about? We know what's going on here. We know you're trying to each other.
What? No. Oh, please. Brothers and sisters don't look at each other like that.
He sent you to West Africa for a reason, Ryan, to separate you and your sister.
You're crazy! Oh, yeah? What's this?
He's my present this year.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm your son, and I'm in love with your daughter.
Oh, Ryan, what is in that box?
What's in the box, Ryan?
It's mine.
Give it. Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Emily, I love that we have so much in common because we grew up together. And I just want to wake up every morning to the smell of you and Folgers Colombian Dark Roast. Emily, will you make me the happiest brother?
Dad! Get off of him! I love him! Oh, no! No! Stop it! Stop it! No! No! I just want to my brother!
It's Folgers in your cup.
Some Kind of Radio Show will be back in a moment. When you're a beer, burger, and wings sports bar like Oak Tavern in Oakley, you're accustomed to late-night high fives packed to the patio with no-limit attitudes. But as the holidays of 2020 approach, attitude adjustment is almost like part of the menu. The governor's call for a curfew has created an ever-changing climate in the bar business.
10 p.m., not unreasonable. That's limit crowds, keep us safe. So we're on board, whatever we can do to help get us back to normal and go from there.
Restaurants like Taste of Belgium at the Banks have been readying outside space for a 20 by 40 heated tent, trying to make it through the winter. There's mixed opinion in the service industry about the curfew call.
Some have the impression that the restaurant industry keeps on getting hammered. And then there is also the fact that it's bars and restaurants. And I think that right now we've put bars and restaurants together, and I don't think that's fair.
In normal Novembers, Oak Tavern's last call would come around 2:15 in the morning. In this pandemic year, it arrives 9:30 at night. They've been strict about distance, limiting capacity, masks, and figure if this overnight curfew helps lessen the surge, 3 weeks is doable.
Every time we have a restriction, it seems to at least make the future a little clearer, you know, that we have done our part moving forward to help keep people safe and get through a difficult year.
And of course the curfew that Governor DeWine called for extends beyond Thanksgiving and the night before and night after partying that has become a tradition all its own. In the bars and restaurants, reduced capacity dine-in can continue up to 10, only carry out and delivery after that.
You are tuned into the Some Kind of Radio Show. Call now at 234-200-5110. Now, back to Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
All right, we're back on Some Kind of Radio Show. We're here live for final hour of the night. We're here until 10 p.m. Eastern. Earl McCune, along with Father John, Aaron the Voice, Ben's asleep, and I think Tony's still on the phone. But we're here, we're live, and we're in your face worldwide until 10 p.m., until curfew.
Well, 10 p.m. because we have to be in bed by 10.
That's right, we have to be in bed. Fortunately, we're all in our homes because, you know, this studio is in my home, so I don't have to go anywhere. I just as soon as I'm done, I take this show, I convert it to a MP4 file, I send it over to YouTube, put it on there, then I go up to my room about 10:20, and then run into my bathroom.
Masturbate vigorously because your wife is sick.
Yeah,
we
well,
know.
shit, shower, shave.
She's probably up there waiting.
Masturbate vigorously. You know, she made me a really nice dinner when I got home from today, and
she's sick, and you made her cook you
no,
food.
She
what?
I didn't make her cook. She surprised me. I thought we were going to just order in pizza tonight, but she cooked up some really good Italian sausage and some noodles, and we ate that. And
she cooked his Italian sausage. Sean, you want to weigh in on that one?
Apparently she wanted sausage tonight. I don't know.
She wanted sausage. She knew she wasn't going to get Earl sausage.
Well,
so
these sausages are a lot bigger than I have. I can tell you
might get that anyway.
Yeah.
Well, she said we've all seen the big pink sausage she likes to hang on to. So
yeah, so she's enjoying her time with her big pink sausage upstairs right now, and then yeah.
If she is enjoying her time with that big pink sausage, what do you bring to the table, Earl?
Very little.
No pun intended.
No
right?
pun intended. Very little.
That's why you're giving the pinky.
That's it. The pinky. I don't give my best.
Stinky
damn it.
pinky.
Pinky.
This is my way of flicking off. You're not getting my best.
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
That's it. We're going back to the old days with the
she's
Neapolitan ice cream.
She's a bowling ball.
Yeah. No, that's
make sure you get that thumb hole drilled.
I'll tell you, I got two very strong fingers right here, so I mean, I could lift hard with that 15-pound ball. Yeah, I can do some things. Ooh, the things you. Hey, Ben's awake. Hi, Ben. Did you enjoy your nap?
I haven't fallen asleep yet.
Oh, they said you
keeps feigning it because we're all rubbing it in.
Yeah, he's going in and out, so.
Yeah, well, I can't see. I can only see like whoever is talking on the screen. I don't have I don't have the full view of it, so I can only see who is making noise because it switches over. But that's all I get. I don't get the view you guys get on this screen, but.
You don't get to see who's sleeping and who's awake.
No, because I don't have that view on here.
He sees which one is sleeping. He sees which one's awake.
Yeah, I just monitor
He's
the show.
Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew on Back Alley Radio.
Yeah, that'll be soon.
Ooh.
That'll be soon.
I should have recorded.
You should have recorded that. You should have recorded that as a holiday promo before we launch the station. No, the only thing
holiday for next year. At least.
The only thing that sucks. This will be the second year in a row that Tony and I don't get to do holiday Christmas carols. Because last year we didn't do it because SKO was shut down. This year Back Alley doesn't start till January. So we've had a tradition for a number of years where me and Tony sing Christmas carols. But the year before shut down SKO, we had a big holiday shindig and everybody sang and it was horrible. But it wasn't pretty at all. We played all these parody Christmas songs and everything, and then everyone kind of took turns in the remote, and it was scary. It wasn't good. It was very.
We were all drunk, so I mean.
I was plastered by an hour into the show. That's when we were doing 4 hours. We were doing 8 to midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
And by 10:15, I was already 7 or 8 shots into the night. Plus, we still had 2 hours to go. Plus pack up. And pack up took another hour. So it was like 1 o'clock that night before I got out of there.
I stayed awake for those somehow, barely.
Oh, because
there's no couch at the pub.
There was no couch at the pub, man. And,
that is true.
Which leads me to my next comment. Ben,
yes.
You want to do this whole galley boy thing next week.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. But if it puts you down that badly, are we going to have to fight over the couch at Earl's place?
Well, my couch in my living room is quite large, so you guys could sit there. You actually don't have to worry about forking and spooning and all that.
Well, right, because the last time I spooned with Ben, I got body lice.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that again. That shampoo is expensive.
But John will tell you, he knows that couch upstairs in the living room is very comfortable. With the
you can only fit 3 people on it. Yeah.
Oh shit!
If you stack them just right.
No. I get the big. I get that big wraparound couch.
Yeah, that one's comfortable. I sat on it a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, that couch is very cozy.
See, here's my issue. If me,
you have one issue, really?
You have lots of issues, Ben. But go ahead, give us your issue.
My issue here is when I'm comfortable sitting on my couch, I get tired. But if I'm sitting at a nice desk, shoving my face of food, I'll be fine.
Well, get yourself a nice desk. Stop doing the show on the couch.
I wish I had money for that.
For the computer on the desk.
I don't have money for that.
So the only piece of furniture in your home is a couch.
Where I can talk without getting looked at or stared at or judged? Yes.
Since when have you worried about people judging you, Tadpole? Seriously.
I
never.
don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Except when my mother is downstairs, then.
Mom should join the show. That should be some fun.
Yeah, put her on air one night. That'd be fun.
Talk to Mama Tadpole.
Oh God.
Mama and Dad Tadpole. There we go.
Why are you making fun of Mike Benjamin? He's a nice boy. Ben's losing his. Ben had a flashback. I need to stop.
Yeah, it's good shit. Yeah. So that's why I'm sitting on a couch where I'm a lot more comfortable and more tempted to pass out. But
more comedy gold.
Exactly. Round 2.
Not if I mute myself.
If you remember to.
Yeah.
Before he has a chance.
I just want to do. I want to do my impression of Ben real quick. Okay, I feel better now. That looked just like Ben. Yeah, it was great. Except I didn't have any drool.
Tony. Is Tony still on?
I hear a motor in the background.
Tony
must be driving.
He must be driving. He must be driving a customer.
Tony went to sleep.
No, he's driving a customer.
He's sleep driving.
That would be a bad thing if he was doing Ubering.
Yeah.
Tony driving a customer. That just kind of puts a bad visual in my head.
Well, what we said that, I feel accomplished that I can outsnore Tony, so we're doing something good.
Well, Tony's are subtle on the air. Tony just kind of does a little nod into the microphone, real light. But yours is.
Yours was full blown. Here it comes.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Tony has that subtle little apnea snore. It's like I'm so clogged up I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Ben is like I'm being choked by the world's largest pink sausage, and so I'm just going to try to breathe as best I can.
I think it's fur ball.
He's hacking a fur ball.
That's from his chest hair.
Yeah, all the
chest what little hair is left, right?
Ben, how's your chest hair grown back, by the way? How's it going?
No, don't. He's going to show us. Good God.
Oh, God, please. No. No. Man.
Oh, God. He's still got a patch.
That little patch is still kind of missing, but, other than that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Dude, we don't need to see that.
I'm trying to keep dinner down.
Shag rug. Put that thing away.
Looks like one of them 70s rugs you see in the little shag rug.
At least I'm decent enough to keep my shirt on.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank God.
You don't want me to Chewbacca out.
No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see your back.
My back's like a roadmap of the Serengeti.
Mine's all growing back pretty nicely now. It's past the itching stage, so we're good now.
That's good. I'm proud of you for you going through with shaving all of it off.
I shaved it all, and now it's going to grow back nice and even, and it's going to look nice
and even.
Nice and even.
I like how he says that, nice and even.
Nice.
There was a time when I took the liberty to shaving mine.
Yeah.
The problem is that when it grows back so thick, it makes a mess. I can't shave and then spend another 2 hours trying to clean the bathroom.
I did mine.
I don't even worry about it.
I did mine in the shower. That way it just went down the drain.
Right, and you do that, then the problem becomes, and you have to explain why the shower drain is clogged for the next 3 weeks because not all of it made it to the catch. Yeah. Some of it actually escaped. Now, I've come to the point where it's like I found swim shirts on Amazon, and they've become my best friend. I don't have to swim topless anymore.
So here's the question.
I'm still frumpy, but you don't care about my back hair. Thank you very much.
Well, but you get plus now you're a little faster with that shirt because you don't get all the drag.
Aerodynamically sound.
Just like my nutsack.
You just glide. You just glide.
Have you ever thought about getting laser hair for your back?
Laser hair?
Laser hair removal?
You want my hair to shoot lasers at people now?
Laser hair removal?
You forgot the removal part.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
You just said laser hair.
Well, okay, so again, you were there. You saw the multitude of the topographical map that is like that.
Yeah.
You can imagine how much it would cost to laser that.
A lot.
We have a call coming in, and I don't recognize the number. We're going to take it here, see what happens.
337 area code?
Yep.
Okay. I might know this one.
All right, we'll see when it picks up here.
It's one of John's lap buddies.
John doesn't want anybody to know that. Caller, are you there with us?
I am. How are y'all tonight?
Good. How are you?
I wasn't wrong.
Y'all are killing me with the chest hair shit.
The chest. Oh, you should have seen when we waxed ourselves on the show about 3 weeks ago.
I did.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
When they say they wax themselves, we're talking about a totality of about 2 square inches.
But it was very brutal and painful.
No, it was more than that. But it was pain. Well, see, I realized what it was, and it took me like a week to figure out what you guys should have done. Was shaved it down because you had the volume there, and you were trying to remove full-sized hair instead of stubble.
Yeah,
we should have trimmed down and then
Yep.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot less painful if you were just removing stubble. But no, you went for full-size hair, and that's why Earl was in the fetal position on the floor crying.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. Good point, Aaron. Good point.
Not to mention my wife was taking perverse joy in causing me pain.
Oh no, she took
in front of other people.
She took yeah. Anyway, we do have a caller on the line.
Yeah, we got a caller. Let's get her on here.
Anyway, how's it going tonight, caller?
Oh, it's great. How are y'all? I keep hearing about a curfew.
Yeah, we have a curfew in the state of Ohio from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And that basically says, hey, we're not allowed out because we've all been bad.
Well, we had a curfew recently here, but for a whole different other reason. But I live in Southwest Louisiana.
Okay, so what's the mandates down there in Louisiana as far as mask and all that stuff?
We're required to wear it in public now.
Right. Same here.
Are people doing it? Not so much.
Right.
We kind of have a whole lot more to deal with down here than, just the stupid virus crap.
Right.
My house has not been fixed. I know people that have lost their homes.
Well, that's right. The hurricane went right through Southwest Louisiana. 2 of them, actually.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, within 6 weeks.
Ugh, God.
Yeah. So we're not really worried about all this right now, but they keep telling us that our numbers are high. Do I know of this for a fact? No.
No, I don't think any of us know for a fact if they're.
I don't think any state's numbers are legit, or I will say 100% confirmed.
Well, you think about all the positive and negative, false negatives, false positive tests. How do they actually know what the real numbers actually are? Because they go off, oh, hey, we got a positive test. That's what's to slap another one on there, whether it's a false positive or not. That counts as a positive case. Even if they rescind it, it's still a positive case.
Yeah. Well right.
How do we know
that you got
it's
this
not the
diagnostic
flu
test
that
versus
they
a rapid
tested?
test.
That's the thing. The thing is, like here in Ohio, they're just, okay, we got more cases, another case. I know of people personally that's had the same test done, and they've said, okay, one said it was a positive, and then one said it was a negative, and off the same test. Which is it? Am I positive? Am I negative?
The swab, and who's to say that the swab that they swab you with isn't already contaminated?
Exactly. And, then the thing is, too, people are fallible. How many of these people are actually qualified to administer this test? I'm sure. Think about that, too. How many people are these people really qualified to be administering these tests? Plus, they're doing, like here in Ohio, they're doing these pop-up mobile testing sites. Basically, they're just a tent in a parking lot. So...
Well, that's what that was. We're having those here too, that was one of the bigger things during the hurricane.
Yep. Oh, they're doing it. They've been doing it here like crazy for the last several months.
Well, we had like the National Guard set up, Red Cross set up, and they're like, go this way for COVID testing or go that way to get the supplies that you may need,
Right.
We don't care.
Yeah. Here it's,
we're past that point.
Yeah, here it's, the number one thing in our news is COVID-19. That's all it gets talked about here. Our governor is pretty much, he was ready to do a shutdown of the state over our numbers. And the Bar and Restaurants Association here pretty much stepped in and said, hey, you can't shut us down again because we can't, none of us, a good number of our restaurants and bars, we lost a good number already. How many more are we going to lose in a second shutdown? It's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse, and you're going to kill the economy. You're going to put people out of their homes. People aren't going to be able to feed themselves because there's no assistance right now. There's no money because the state's, the unemployment fund here is gone. It's broke. They've already had to borrow money. So there's no more money, and there's no federal assistance right now. So that's out of the water. So guess what? You better not shut us down again. So he took all that under advisement.
There may be a war.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, one thing
I've only
go ahead.
I've only worked 6 months this year.
Right.
And I worked for the court. Now that tells you how crazy this whole mess is.
Mm-hmm.
The court is shut down. When the court is shut down, that means people are getting away with this stupidity.
Oh yeah.
And
people are stupid anyway.
Mine get away with it anyway, but
right.
It's COVID is not in our realm of worries.
You guys got bigger. You guys got bigger fish to fry at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
and now people are talking about Mardi Gras, and I'm like, we haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving yet. We're worried about Mardi Gras.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I can hear like.
Yeah, the thing here, all we've heard is it's spreading worse. It's spreading worse. It's spreading worse. And, we pretty much nailed down here on this show a couple of weeks ago when it all started. We said, okay, the numbers didn't spike up nationwide until early voting started. That is the minute it all spiked up. The second they got, let's get everybody out early voting. Let's pack them in like sardines now so you don't have to go out on election day. Yeah, well, there was I remember when I went on election day to vote, I went to my polling place, which is literally 200 feet from my house. It's maybe 200 yards from my house. Excuse me. It's 200 yards from my house. My wife and I walked down the street, went to their polling place. We walked in. There was one guy ahead of us, and that was the only person in the place other than poll workers. We walked in. We got in. We voted. We were out in 10 minutes. But I looked at pictures all over the place on Facebook, all social media, Twitter, locally here. The Board of Elections, for example, down in Akron, which is the town just south of us, which is the first big major town close to us here. They were in the Board of Elections 6 inches apart. Some people were in masks, some were not. They were packed in like sardines, and there was no social distancing anywhere at all. Guess what? And I looked at other states too, the same way. And guess what? That's when the COVID numbers all popped up. No one brings that up in the media except we did.
Or they started protesting again.
And the protesting, exactly it. And then you think about it. After Biden won, how many rallies were there? How many celebrations were there in the streets? People were elbow to elbow. And you saw nothing in all these major towns, just people celebrating, and there was no social distancing. No one did a thing. Then all of a sudden, guess what? Everyone dropped the ball because the national media didn't talk one bit about COVID or anything going on anywhere else. They talked about the election. All of a sudden, guess what? It's all done. COVID again. And now the numbers went up exponentially. Gee, I wonder what happened.
Well, that was the first thing out of our governor's mouth. The hurricane hadn't even left the state yet.
Right.
And he's bringing up COVID-19.
Right.
I'm not even in my state at the time.
Right.
I didn't get back to my area for almost 2 weeks afterwards.
Wow.
And when I came home, there are people literally everywhere helping everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was not a mask to be seen.
Right. People were just trying to do the right thing and help your fellow neighbor.
Exactly. And that's how this place is. That's
right.
But again, when COVID shut us down in March, we lost a lot of small business.
Oh, yeah, we did here too.
The small mom and pops that have been here for hundreds of years
Right.
are no longer.
Right.
Because they couldn't survive not being able to function.
Right. You know, no
My
income,
court
nothing.
is in jeopardy
Yeah, totally.
because we could not function.
Totally understand. And that's what happened here to a lot of businesses. And, you know, as I said, our governor, Mike DeWine, threatened, you know, 2 weeks ago to shut us down this week here. And he threatened to shut us down. And it was a big, I'm telling you, if we would have got a shutdown here in Ohio, I'm telling you, you know, we talk about the riots. I'm telling you, people in this state would have lost their minds if they'd have shut us down again.
And that's exactly how it would be here, too.
And that's how I think it would be everywhere. The states that are getting, like Michigan, they shut Michigan down for 3 weeks. Well, yeah, they're already ready to oust that governor over it. I mean, people are going out of their minds up there. I mean, 3 weeks businesses are shut down. They did a 21-day shutdown, which, you know,
well,
they
our
can
governor
always.
has been sued a few times this last few weeks over, you know, trying to shut this stuff down.
Yeah, ours has too, and our governor gets on a press conference and laughs about it. He doesn't even. There's no seriousness. He sits there and chuckles about it, like, well, lawyers will do what they'll do, because our governor is a former prosecutor, so he doesn't really care. He knows it's not going to go anywhere, so he doesn't care, and he just sits there and smiles.
You know what prosecutors? That's a liar.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, and he sits there and just smiles the whole time. I mean, and Aaron, you can attest to this. He just sits there and smiles. That's all he does, and he does these press conferences. He talks about something bad going on, and he smiles through it.
Let me give you a little apples to oranges here between Mike DeWine and Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan.
Yes, please.
Mike DeWine is at least listening,
right,
to his cabinet.
Yes.
And his people.
I'll give him a credit for that.
And taking things under advisement.
Yes.
Again, like I said, he floated the idea of a shutdown.
Right.
And people said, Mike, pump the brakes a little bit here.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of people pissed off. You've got Donald Trump pissed off. He's tweeting directly to you.
Yeah.
About finding someone to run against you in your own party.
Right.
Pump the brakes. Find something else.
Yeah.
Gretchen Whitmer listens to nobody. Gretchen Whitmer flies by the seat of her pants.
Yeah, she don't care.
As for the entirety of her time as governor of Michigan.
Right.
I have plenty of friends that live in the southeast part of Michigan, because it's right above the Toledo border.
Right.
And all I hear about is what were people thinking when they voted.
Oh, right.
Because you know, it's one thing to say, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they get in and they have their own personal agenda. Mm-hmm. Certainly, you know, when you take office, you have people, you have advisors, you have people that you listen to, right, people who know their particular jobs. You have the director of health services because they know health. I'm listening to doctors. I'm listening to my healthcare professionals that I talk to, saying, what should I be doing? I'm not listening to members of government because they you know, Mike DeWine's not a medical doctor. He doesn't know these things, but he's listening to medical doctors when he takes things into advisement. Now, he doesn't always do what the doctors tell him to do.
Right.
We understand that.
Right.
Gretchen Whitmer just does what she wants to. And that's why Michigan is in upheaval.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting, guys, is to see if this 3-week lockdown does anything to Michigan. We're going to find out.
We're going to find out because it'll be a nice case study. It'll be a nice case study because we got Ohio and Michigan right on the borders of each other. It'll be a nice test case because if nothing improves there and they're the same here, guess what? It's just like, you know, it was asked of Governor DeWine a week ago. DeWine's been preaching mask, they work. Okay, and he's trying to sit there and claim. And he's sitting there going, hey, you know what? People aren't wearing them. Everywhere I go, I'm telling you, people are wearing the damn thing. Everywhere I go in town, I don't see anybody without a mask.
Right.
Same here.
But he's claiming that people aren't wearing them. Well, everywhere I've been, they're wearing them. So tell me where they're not wearing them.
Here's the thing, and I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. And I say, well, I ought to get our friend from Louisiana, see if she can help us out here too. To me, it feels like you got 95% of these people wearing these masks.
Right.
And you got a 5% that's not.
5% is probably not. You're right.
Well, I'm going to say this, okay? That 5%, they're probably not going to put those masks on unless, by God, they're going to get arrested if they don't.
Right.
And
You know,
even then, they
you're
may
not going to tell them any different. So what? So why are you trying to influence a population that you can't influence?
Well, here, I mean, they have the mandate, yes. Are they enforcing said mandate? No. They suggest it, but they're not going to make us, they're not going to tell you you can't go in the store unless it's just a particular type thing. Like Kroger's. I've been in Kroger's without mine. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
God, I miss Kroger.
Oh, I do too.
Shut up.
You guys don't have Kroger's up there.
No, we used
Well,
to in
Kroger's
this area.
in Toledo.
Yeah, we used to.
I
Have,
think
we had Kroger's
there
here.
might be one in Avon.
Yeah,
I'm not certain.
we used to have Kroger's in the 80s here. Then they turned into Apple stores. Not Apple stores now, but it was called Apples. And then all the Apples got bought out by Giant Eagle. So,
okay.
Basically.
Now, see, the thing is that keep in mind, just about every state, with the exception of like California, maybe, which has its own idea of how to govern, everybody is under advisories.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is being told, this is what we want you to do.
Right.
This is what we would like you to do.
Right.
Because they know constitutionally they can't force you to do it.
Right.
The nanosecond that any of these governors say, okay, well, I am making an executive decision, say that you have to do this, and if you don't, you will be arrested. Their own state Supreme Court is going to step in and say, no, you can't.
Right.
Because there is the state constitution
tell me that
in the union that allows the governor to have that much power.
Right. No,
Our own state, like it was mentioned before, I think Jason brought it up, that our own state legislature is trying to is passed a mandate saying you're going to scale back. You're not going to make these suggestions anymore.
Right.
And they've passed a bill stating as such. And of course, the governor is going to veto it. But what will happen is it'll go back to the House. It'll go back to the Senate.
Absolutely.
And if it passes by a 2/3 majority, the governor can go pounce.
Right.
Okay, and actually, I've got a correction on the state of Michigan as I'm looking it up here.
Yeah, please do.
Actually, it's not the whole state that got closed down. It's just certain things.
Okay.
Like bars and restaurants and things like that, I believe.
Okay. Okay, so
it's not all the businesses.
Open those up back here. So.
All right, so they shut down bars and restaurants. Okay, all right, but that's still pretty damn. Well, it's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. I mean, it's going to hurt the economy severely. It's going to hurt a lot of people. I mean, then they get the fight going. Well, if you're dead, sorry, I mean, yeah, it's a very low rate people dying. I mean, people are dying from this. We know they are. But if you look at the numbers, and every death's tragic. And this is the argument, and this is what the argument people get. Well, you can't say that because so and so lost their mother, their wife, their friend. They're like, and I empathize. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. But if you're looking at a percentage based on millions of people, and you're getting a small, minute percentage, and it could affect any of us at any given time. I don't wish it on anybody. But if you got to look at, here's the old saying, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And that's kind of, you got to think about that way just a little bit. But let's do this. Let's take our final break. And if everyone wants to hold the line, if you want to call or if you want to hold the line, feel free. We're going to take our last break, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll come back, and we'll continue this conversation and continue the show. So everyone just kind of hold still. We'll be right back. All right, Some Kind of Radio Show, final break, and we'll play another news clip. I think this is another news clip coming up, and then we'll be back. We're going to continue where we're going with this whole thing because this is an interesting talk here. Some Kind of Radio Show. God, that was loud. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned. Hit the right buttons. We'll be right back, guys.
RBF is a serious epidemic sweeping our nation. RBF, better known as resting bitch face, has plagued women for centuries. We all know them. Some of us have even been them. Stop the madness. Get the help you need. Call the Ditch the Bitch hotline now. RBF, no go. Trust me, I suffered from RBF. And look at me now. I'm cured. Stop insulting strangers, missing out on free drinks at the bar, and getting passed over for promotions. Call our Ditch to Bitch hotline. Get the help you desperately need. 1-800-RBF-NO-GO or 1-800-732-6630. Ditch the bitch today.
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
Hey parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret lies in Nap Time's revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained scientist doctors from NASA, Nap Time's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay. Nap Time works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Nap Time solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more. Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
We can't breathe good.
So if this looks familiar...
I feel pregnant.
Then don't wait! Order today and join the millions of Americans who just can't stop saying...
Thanks, Nap Time.
Thanks, Nap Time. Thanks, Nap Time.
Nap Time, when they just won't shut up.
The Some Kind of Radio Show will be back in a moment.
And I wanted people to realize that this is real. It's something that you really need to take seriously because we're taking care of these people every day.
Stacy Morris is the nurse manager in Cleveland Clinic's Akron General Hospital COVID-19 unit, where cases have tripled in a matter of weeks.
It was just kind of a frightening thing to see how quickly it escalated.
And her staff isn't alone. Across Summit County, health systems are treating more and more patients, with coronavirus spreading at an alarming rate. County leaders issuing a stay-at-home advisory through at least December 16th.
We're at about 90% of capacity, but you have to think about it, Brandon, as a region, because we look at a regional approach with any sort of serious illness.
If those numbers continue to go up exponentially, we clearly will have a capacity problem.
President of Akron General Dr. Brian Hart says the state and country is on fire with coronavirus, making it harder for health systems to lend a hand to each other, already cutting back on non-essential services.
So many areas of the country are seeing the same thing. There's not really the ability to move human resources, much less equipment resources, around.
And as hospitals near the point of being overwhelmed, Cleveland Clinic is partnering with health systems around the country to create PSAs urging the public to wear a mask, if not for yourself, for healthcare workers fighting to save lives.
The virus doesn't care. It's going to look for every opportunity it can to spread and infect and sicken and kill.
A repetitious ending that's taking a toll on those who see it every single day.
Sometimes it's just hard and it's emotionally trying, and no matter what you do, you know, it's heavy emotionally.
You are tuned into the Some Kind of Radio Show. Call now at 234-200-5110. Now, back to Earl McCune and the Crazy Crew.
All right, hello, welcome to back to Some Kind of Radio Show here It's 20 till 10 here Eastern time on a beautiful Friday night. Wanted to give you folks here, I'm going to do a little clarification here, talking about the Michigan and what's going on up there. I pulled up the order here as we were on break. And from what I've been reading here, the retail stores up there are open. Like the bars and restaurants apparently can do takeout. But they've closed other venues such as bowling alleys, and things like that. I'm trying to read through this. I know it's very difficult. It says your gatherings are prohibited in the following settings. I'm going to read this verbatim here off the order.
Okay.
Entertainment venues including auditoriums, arenas, banquet halls, cinemas, conference centers, concert halls, performance venues, sporting venues, stadiums, and theaters. Recreational facilities and places of amusement, including amusement parks, arcades, bingo halls, bowling alleys, casinos, nightclubs, skating rinks, strip clubs, water parks, and trampoline parks.
And the House and Senate.
Whatever you say. And it says the gatherings are permitted at food service establishments on the following conditions. They're not to be gathered indoors. And if they're seated it says attendees are seated at tables, must be 6 feet apart. So apparently what they've done is a partial bit of a shutdown up there, not a full one of any sort. But they certainly restrict a certain gathering place. Like the gathering place is basically forget it.
Right.
So apparently that's what's been going on up there in Michigan. I just wanted to clarify some of that for some of the folks here.
Okay.
I'll send you guys the link to the full order. We can you can put it out on the page.
Okay. All right, great. And then I was just reading something during the break too. And this was courtesy of Jack Windsor, who is a investigative journalist who does a lot of questioning for Mike Dewine. He asks Dewine a lot of the real serious questions, and Dewine always seems to miss out on them. Okay, this is Tuesday afternoon. This is a story, okay? This is by a gentleman by the name of Scott Reinbolt of the Blanchester Police Department, okay? This is Tuesday afternoon. I was on the telephone with a state official in Columbus when that official informed me that he was watching Governor DeWine in a press conference announcing a 3-week curfew for Ohio citizens. I immediately began searching for a new or revised executive order from the governor or his interim director of health in order to ferret out the details of such an order. I found no such order. The last order signed by Governor DeWine was in August, and the most recent order from the interim health director was issued on November the 15th, but is silent to any curfew. I then began reading press accounts of the governor's press conference. Those accounts indicated that he was imposing a 21-day curfew on all citizens starting Thursday, prohibiting people from leaving their homes from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Within an hour, some media sources began reporting that it was a retail curfew, meaning stores would be closed down, but citizens could still move about. Confusion appeared to reign, which there was a lot of confusion over this. Checking media outlets again this morning, I find the governor is telling the media that the details of the curfew order will be forthcoming. Confusion continues to reign. At this point, I am absolutely dumbfounded by the governor's actions. First, it would seem to me that if making an order of this magnitude, one would write the order first, then announce it to the press as a press conference. Apparently, we are now expected to accept governor's verbal musings at press conferences as executive orders and hope that he will provide the details at a later date. These are not actions that engender public confidence in government. Most troubling is the fact that ordering healthy citizens in a free society to remain in their homes under these circumstances is unprecedented in the United States. Also violates the United States Constitution and the Ohio Constitution and is therefore unenforceable by the police. The Blanchester Police Department will take no action to enforce such an order. Doing so would subject us to civil liability for violations of federal rights and would violate our oaths as office. This is of Scott Reinbolt, Chief of Police of the Village of Blanchester. So tell me, that's a really good story, and I found this on Jack Windsor's page. If you've ever heard of Jack Windsor, if you've never heard of Jack Windsor, follow him on Facebook. He lets you know what he's going to tell the governor too, or what he's going to ask the governor during these Tuesday and Thursday press conferences here in Iowa. And this guy, he's damn good, and he's one of those journalists that you just go, yep, this guy is on the people's side. And he doesn't ask the fluff questions; he asks the hard hitting ones. So follow this man. He's good. He's real good. So Jack Windsor, investigative journalist. Again, I think he's out of Youngstown, I believe. He's damn good. But that's who shared this story, and I wanted to read it to everybody. What do you think of that, guys?
Yeah, he's the guy you mentioned last week, Earl. He's the guy that's been really questioning the governor on what he's been doing.
Absolutely, he has. He's been questioning the governor left and right. And whenever the governor comes on and he hears Jack Windsor, he just kind of, you just see the look on his face. Here we go again. Here we go, because Jack's going to ask the questions, but DeWine does everything he can to flounder out of answering it. So Jack asked some seriously good questions, and one of the best journalists I've seen around in a while.
I'll tell you what, that's where I got to give our kudos to our governor here in West Virginia, is at least he answers the question. If he says, I don't know, he means it. No. I don't know the answer. He says, we'll get an answer.
Not Mike DeWine. He will come up with a long-winded answer that doesn't answer the question whatsoever. He's good at that. He's quite good at doing that. He'll get asked a question point blank, and he will absolutely find a way not to answer it and use a lot of big words and show off his big words and kind of dance around the question. He does it all the time. He's famous for that.
Question.
Answer.
Hi, Ben.
So I know you and you posted this too. So with the bill, what is it exactly? The bill with trying to lessen our governor's.
Yeah. There is a bill out there. As a matter of fact, it was actually supposed to.
I saw that, and I saw you post that too.
Yeah,
and I was like,
let me get my facts straight here, because I don't want to misquote myself here.
No, right? Yeah.
Let me see. Let me go back to my page here, because I know there's a bill out there. That was supposed to limit the orders of DeWine being able to make such orders of a shutdown, which he said he would absolutely just absolutely veto it. Yeah, he would absolutely veto it. There was some legislation out there. In fact, where the hell did I put it? I can't even find it now.
Because who put that out there?
Oh, the Ohio House.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
The Ohio House, they wanted to put together they basically wanted to stop him from making shutdown. They wanted to pass a bill to prevent DeWine from shutting down the state again. And DeWine said any such bill, he would veto it. Well, guess what? The veto, it's not over yet. It'll go back to the House, and it'll go back to the House and Senate, and guess what? They're going to re-vote on it, and guess what's going to happen? Hey, Governor, you don't have that much power.
Right. Well, and so last week when he made his 5:30 conference, that's where
he threatened the shutdown. He threatened the shutdown a week ago Wednesday.
And that's when we were all like, okay, it's going to happen again.
That's when that's what I thought for sure. I was like, oh, great, we're going to get another shutdown. I already had plan B in the works, just to make ends meet. Because first thing I was thinking, well, I'm out of work for however long, and I'm going to have to go drive DoorDash or Grubhub and all that combined to, bust my ass to make what I make here, what I make now, so.
Exactly.
And I had plan B in place, and it's not what I want to do, because don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing it to make a few extra bucks here and there. I mean, I haven't done it recently, but for me to have to go out and do it 5 or 6 days a week to make ends meet, if I had to do it, that would suck. I mean, yeah, it's easy, it's not hard, but it's a lot of driving. It's just a lot of wear and tear in your car, a lot of sitting and a lot of driving, and just it's a long day. I mean, and you're by yourself. I mean, you can take, and what's nice about it, you can take people with you. I mean, but how much fun is that? You're sitting in a car all day long. You're driving around town. You're dropping off food. I mean, the only interaction you really have with people is when you pick up the food, because everyone's doing, it's pretty much all contactless delivery anyway. So you just drop it at the doorstep, you take a picture of it, send it to the people, and say, "Here's your stuff. Here's where I put it." And it's not hard. It's just it's a lot of work for you, and then you got to pick and choose. You got to try to make the most of every dollar. Like I know when I was doing, I wouldn't take a delivery unless it was at least $7. And to make it worth my time, because you'll get these ones that'll, like if it's like a 2-minute quick drive, yeah, fine, I might take a $5 or $6 one if it's like from a mile away. When I was doing it, I mean, hell, especially when during the shutdown, I was clearing 150 a day, and I was driving for 4 or 5 hours. I mean, and that was enough. Believe me, I was like, God, I'm tired of being in the car. I don't mind driving a little bit, but I really hate driving and sitting in my car for 4 and 5 hours a day. That's why I could never do a driving job. I can't stand being in the car that long.
Right.
My back starts hurting. I got back issues as it is. I can't sit on my ass that long. Like even during these shows, it's 3 hours. But you know what? During every half hour, I get up, I walk around, and then I sit back down. I'm good. But it's a long time in the car. I mean, I have Plan B, but I don't want to use Plan B. I'd like to use Plan B for, hey, if I need a few extra bucks, I'll go do it.
And my buddy does DoorDash on the side.
Yeah.
And I've gone with him.
It's not hard.
Around town here.
It's not hard.
And no, it's not hard at all.
No, it's easy work.
I'm starting to pick up on, he does the orders that are $7, $8.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, that's the thing. I won't take them if I do it at all. I won't take them at least minimum $7. I mean, that's the cheapest I'll go. And then I look how far I got to go too.
Yeah,
like there's some orders, like there's some orders I'll pick up in Cuyahoga Falls and have to drive it to South Akron. I'm like, fuck, I ain't driving to South Akron. Screw that. Not even for $7. But plus, I don't drive at night either. I won't drive at night because I can't see for shit as it is. So. I'll do it during the day. I mean, I'll go out in the morning. I go out in the morning and early afternoon if I do it. And I haven't done it in quite a while.
Next time I order DoorDash, Earl, I'm asking for you specifically.
You do
Don't
that.
Don't forget, I tip really well.
I don't want to see your
Jesus.
tip. I'm not like a rabbi.
I come to the door in my underwear.
Great. I'm not like a rabbi. I don't work for tips. Okay.
And
no, he gives
not those kind of tips.
I'll come to the door in Father John's thong.
Oh Jesus!
Oh heck no, you won't, because I don't have one.
John's wearing it. Remember?
I'll wear it on my head.
It's a big thong.
We can't call you the Great Earl Dini, but
the Great Earl Dini. We haven't done that in a long bit.
And
we haven't done that bit in a long time. We'll do that bit again once we relaunch the show on Back Alley Radio.
And Aaron will give just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
That's because I don't have much else.
It's funny, this show has gone from a strict comedy show to a more of a political show and but we still have fun with it. I mean, we still have a lot of fun with it. But this show is definitely morphed from what it used to be. No question.
Here's the thing. And here's the thing. And maybe I will end up closing out with this.
Great.
This is we're in a new time here.
Absolutely.
We're in a time where shit's going sideways.
Absolutely.
Things are going wrong politically. Things are going wrong economically. Things are going wrong in the world.
Right.
Everybody's got their crosses to bear. Everybody's got burdens. You look at people, you look at their faces, you see their eyes, you don't see their smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got a battle that they're dealing with in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
I look at it, what we're trying to do here every Friday night from 7 to 10 is we're still trying to give anybody, something to do for 3 hours that doesn't involve thinking too much.
Right.
Let us think for you. We've been thinking all week, and now we get to just, let loose and spew our verbal masturbation.
Exactly.
We have to laugh at this.
No, we have to.
We do laugh at this stuff. We look at some of how dire the political landscape is, and we laugh at it.
Absolutely.
We look at what people are doing in response to COVID-19 and what the government's doing,
right?
And we laugh at it. Are we making fun of it?
No,
not at all.
Nope.
But we're laughing at it because some of it is laughable.
Absolutely.
But we have to keep the smiles on our faces.
Absolutely.
Because if we don't, then we're going to be just another statistic.
Exactly.
And it's just another statistic that Earl was talking about earlier. None of us really do want to blow our heads off.
No.
Believe me, we don't.
Got a lot to live for.
But believe me, that kind of depression is there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been a rough year for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
We've been sad, and we've been angry, and we've been frustrated.
Absolutely.
But come and enjoy this show for 3 hours, 2 hours, half an hour. Just listen to the sound of my voice. I don't care.
People are they're flicking the women are flicking their beans. Listen to your voice, Aaron.
The women are flicking their beans, coffee beans, jelly beans,
kidney beans.
Your voice, my snore,
Yeah, exactly. You're the melody to my harmony. Anyway, but yes, the show ever since we brought it back has taken on a different flavor, but the world has taken on a different flavor.
Absolutely.
Does that make us any different? Of course not. We're still a bunch of guys here laughing our asses off, making dick and fart jokes, and trying to make the world a little bit of a happier.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Absolutely.
We try to do our best, Aaron. It's hard to do some days, It is.
You're not wrong.
But I'll flick your bean any day you ask.
Oh, good Lord, Ben.
You want to flick our beans? Wait a minute. There's no beans here, buddy. I mean, I got a fucking hog. Okay. I mean, it's not like a bean, and it's
pumpkins.
Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tony showed off his pumpkins already on this program.
I think he's offering rim jobs all around.
Oh, clockwise, counterclockwise. The organization here is amazing.
Whatever way, it doesn't matter.
Ben don't care. Ben's like
he's going to do a 2020 on us. He's going to go in dry without a reach around.
Oh.
Ooh,
dry. Ooh, man. No, not even a reach around. Not even.
Like I said, he's going to go in 2020 style.
That's why. Well, that's why he's what. Aaron, I figured it out. That's why he wants to bring Galley Boys. He wants to give you dinner before that reach around. He's actually going to feed you first. And Ben, we're actually proud of you. You're still awake at 10. This is like way past your bedtime.
Does it come out the same way it goes in? Is it all like hot and moist?
No, dude.
Are you trying to?
Comes out
smooth. Me here?
Smooth.
The way it comes in, delicious and orgasmic, is the way it's coming out.
So you're trying to pre-lube me.
Okay. So next week,
you have your own melody.
Next Friday, we're doing Galley Boys. Even if you have
thank God I'm not going to be there.
God.
Even if you have to take your one no thank you bite and then
no thank you bite.
No, you're no thank you bite.
You've had dinner at my folks' house. Good God.
Dude, that's what my parents back then. Just have your one no thank you
bite.
Your one no thank you bite. I like that.
You have to have your one no thank you bite. You have to at least try it because Earl and I are serious when it comes to.
Oh, Galley Boys is like it's like a job. I mean, I eat those things like it's my job.
Yeah.
I'm a man on a mission when I could sit down and eat a tray of Galley Boys. I mean, I could eat. I could eat Galley Boys until. I can make a food challenge, but that'd be expensive food challenge. Those freaking things aren't cheap either, but
hell no.
But they're so good.
$6 a piece, ain't they?
They're like $4 something. I think they're like $4.
But they're worth it.
But they're worth it. Oh, absolutely, they're worth it. They're excellent. It's a succulent, moist, flavorful.
Moist.
I had to use the word. I had to use moist. I had to throw moist in there.
Moist.
I had to throw moist in there. But yes, we should do that. Next week will be our.
Next week's the big Galley Boy challenge.
Galley Boy, but next week's show will be.
They're going to get me to eat a Galley Boy and attempt to get me
now,
to like.
I'm before we leave, I must say this. This next show, it's our final YouTube, Facebook Live version. Now, we're going to be doing the show. We're still doing the video version once Back Alley starts, but those will not be live.
No, those will be live. Those will be capable of live.
Where if you're going to listen to the show, you'll have to tune in to backalleyradio.com once we make the move and flip the switch. But we will still do a video version of this show. Next week will be our last live video version of the program. And those will be done Facebook Live. Those will be next week is the last Facebook Live version of the show. Then we go on a little brief hiatus until we launch Back Alley Radio. So I say it's not our last show by any stretch, because the show is going back to its rightful place on internet radio.
We're going to be the Howard Stern of internet radio.
We already.
Well, Howard Stern wants to be the internet radio of us.
Yeah, exactly. Howard Stern wants to be us. You kidding me?
Also, shameless plug. Once we start up Back Alley Radio.
Ben does anything?
Ben's gonna. We dare Ben to do. Remember, we had the idea. Remember, we're gonna have the monthly dare.
We're going to once a month. We're going to post a couple of dares.
Yep.
That
Ben has to do.
That I have to do,
and you vote on it, and you vote. And you know what? Here's what we'll do, Ben, because some kind of radio show or SKO Media Group has one hell of a TikTok following now. I think we throw the dares out there and put a poll on there and see get the votes there, because that'll be thousands of people will see that.
Yes,
because we have a hell of a following on TikTok.
It's becoming bigger, and I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
And I like.
He enjoys it when it gets bigger.
Just to give you guys an example, I mean, just to give you guys a quick example here, I'm gonna show you something real quick.
Today,
I put a video up, just as a bullshit. I posted a video of the Falcon 9 landing. Okay. The first one I posted two. The first one has 58.3 thousand views. 58,000. The next one I posted was just a close-up landing of the Falcon 9. 78.4 thousand views since yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 78 point. But then if you look at Secret Asian Ben's egg roll challenge, there's 26.
That's 26 more than he would have had otherwise.
But
my heart hurts, but you know.
But just to give you an idea real quick, we are on our TikTok, we are at 4,300 followers. 4,361 followers on TikTok.
I think when Back Alley Radio starts, we post everywhere, once a month.
Absolutely.
Like three dares that I will do, and whatever one gets the most.
Yep, and that's the one you'll do, and we'll do it live on video, and we'll do it for like a Facebook Live video and TikTok and all that shit. We'll do it.
No pussyfooting either. I will do it.
Yep.
If it's
you heard that Ben said this, he will do it. So I mean, he will do it.
If it's a tattoo or running outside in the snow or
the big pink penis.
Yeah.
Getting branded or.
Oh, wait. Did you say getting branded?
Jesus, we're going all out here, aren't we?
Branded. Hey, you think we should dare him to get a Back Alley tattoo? What do you?
Yes.
I think that'd be a good dare. He's got to get a Back Alley Radio tattoo. Then he should get a tattoo with Aaron's face on it.
Like this.
Put my dick in a bowling ball hole.
Oh, wait a minute. We don't want to see that. No, we don't want to see your dick.
I mean, shave my chest again.
We've already done that. Yeah, we'll find some dares for you to do. But next week's show, real quick, and we're gonna sign off, will be Black Friday Matters. That's gonna be our theme next week. We're gonna do a Black Friday Matters. So, guys, think about what we should play for our clips next week for Black Friday Matters. Think about it. Let me know. Because it's going to be, we got to put something in there in the break. So think about it. Let me know. I'm going to think of some ideas too. But that's going to be the kind of the theme next week. Black Friday Matters. So might even play some.
Wait, does it involve like those news stories of everyone getting in
Black Friday? Yep. That's the kind of shit we're going to post next week. Yep. That's the kind of shit we're gonna. That's the kind of shit we're gonna talk about next week. Is Black Friday Matters. So.
Do you work next Friday?
Huh?
Do you work next?
I'm working 6 days a week now. So.
Oh.
I only work a short. It's like 2 to 5. Or today I went at noon, but it's just a short day, so it's not that bad. But
cool.
All right, we are out of here, everybody. We will be back next Friday, and it'll be our final podcast version of the show as we get ready to go back to our new. The place where we belong is internet radio, and that's where we're going. And we're going to be back on internet radio where we belong with Back Alley Radio live on Fridays. And there's some new shows we got in place, a couple familiar ones, one familiar one from our old station, and a new show that Aaron and John, Mike, and I have come up with. And it's going to be something completely different than what this show ever has been. But we'll talk more about that stuff too next week and kind of give everybody some little tidbits of what we're going to do with Back Alley Radio a little bit more.
I stayed awake. Awake.
We're so proud of you, Ben. All right,
For bed now.
It's time for bed, bud. Ben needs to go beddy bye. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you next week. And thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll be back Friday, 7 p.m. right here where you found us, Facebook Live on the Some Kind of Radio Show Facebook page. All right, stay tuned for next week's show. It's going to be fun.
Black Friday matters.
That's it. We're going to have fun. See everybody next week. Good night, everybody.